Hello everyone, hello and welcome to the Phoenix Wright fighting game. We have many list of characters like Apollo, Athena, Phoenix, Maya, Pearls, Chusi the Judge, that thing I forgot its name, Simon, Bobby Fulbright, Clavier, Gavin, Edgeworth, Franziska, Godot, Gaspin Payne, and whatever that thing is. It's the new fighting game coming out soon. It's gonna be great. Go and buy it at your local fight club or whatever. No, that's not what this game is. Today's game is none other than this game. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. At long last, we are finally on the final game of this game thing. Hey, Angel Love, what's up? How you doing? Angel Love, you're first. What's up? I'm gonna wait a couple minutes for people to get in. Looks like this game has 6 cases as well, just like the last one. This game might be the longest of the 3, just to let y'all know. Just to let you do the nose, you know what I mean? Good idea. Yeah, might as well. I'm gonna give people 5 minutes, alright? 5 minutes. Are you guys ready? Hey, Angel Love, what if we started at the, last one? We start at the special episode? That would be awesome, right? No, maybe not. Maybe not, that's a bad idea. 5 more? No, 6 more. There's 6 more cases. Oh yeah, I will give everyone until 9 on the dot exactly to come in. Are you excited, Angel Love? Are you hyped? I know I am. I've been ready to play this game for a while. It's gonna be a fun one. I hope y'all are ready. Are y'all ready? Is you ready? Soon it will be the end. The ending of the Phoenix Wrights for a while. Alright, we have 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes, and we will do this. Alright? 2 more. So what did you do today, Angel Love? Did you do anything cool? Hey, Hiyori. Hiyori's here. What's up? How you doing? Ready for the new game? The final game of the games? I hope I'm ready. I hope I am. Oh, cool. That's cool. My controllers are being, cool right now. Very cool. Not Hiyori. Oh, hello, Mint. What's up? You should get your own account. Tell, like, your siblings to get their own accounts to make this a bit easier. That would be, better. Betterer. Alright. Hey, Captain Chips. What's up? I'm giving everyone until 9 to, enter the stream, and then we will start the game. But yeah, I hope you're doing good. Hope all is well. Spirit of Justice. It all comes to this. Like trials and tribulations, this is the big ending to this game, to this trilogy. So obviously it's gonna be a big one. Seems we have some circus people? Not really. Not circus people. Not actually at all. Alright, 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds, lads, and then we will start. You're welcome, Hiyori. You are welcome. Angel Love, where's Mafia, babe? she's not gonna want to miss this. And we have 2 more seconds. 1, and we will start with the prologue. Little fun fact, this game came with a prologue. She's sleeping? Oh no. This game came with a prologue, and we're going to check out that right now. Whoops, wrong thing. Art library. Right here, the prologue. This is not in the game, in the previous 3DS game. So, enjoy.
Kingdom of Khura'in, a country of spirit mediums and faith on the western edge of the Far East. Its people's lives are nourished through the wisdom of Khura'inism and protected by its founder, the Holy Mother.
Hey, Mafia Babe, there you are.
At least, that's how it used to be.
Prosecutor Sadmadhi, we've captured and detained one of the rebel escapees, sir.
Silence, officer. You're disrupting the peace of this temple.
Sorry, please forgive me, sir.
Pitiful servant of a lost cause, renounce your revolution and submit yourself to the judgment of this court. In her infinite mercy, our Holy Mother may yet see fit to save your soul.
As if I'd give in. What's the point of a court that only doles out guilty verdicts?
A dragon's eye. One of the remnant lawyers, then?
Sir, the other escapee was wearing a dragon's eye, too.
O Holy Mother, as your humble servant, you would have the right to save this wretch's soul. I suppose this, too, is part of my fate.
Objection! These pork buns were frozen at the time of the crime, so it's possible they were solid enough to bludgeon someone to death with. Silence!
Interesting. And you have proof of its past icy state, do you, right, Donna?
Well, there's bound to be some evidence somewhere, you see.
It looks to me like we'll need to extend this trial by another day.
Do what you will.
Hey, Blackquill, you better make some funeral preparations.
Perhaps I will, for the defense.
That was great! Just a little more and you would have clinched it. Yeah, but Prosecutor Blackwell's a tough guy to beat.
Well, what are we waiting for? There's evidence to be found, so let's do this! I'm so hungry! Oh, come on, Widget!
Okay, let's take a breather. Back at the office, guys.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow! Would you look at that? Hey, come to think of it, aren't we coming up on the end of, Miss Bay's aesthetic training?
Yeah, we sure are.
Ain't that nice? Who's that guy? Which guy? Well, well, look who it is.
That does it for this round! You were really into it.
Yeah, I guess I was. Didn't stop the water from being freezing, though. I thought I was gonna turn into a popsicle. But I'm not done yet. I've still got another 5 rounds to go.
Yup, just 5 more until you finish the Khura'in School's special meditation course for increasing spiritual power.
Okay. Then let's get going. I mean, I'll never become the head of Khura'in Village if I don't finish my training.
The head of your own village? Then you will be just like her benevolence, you know?
Oh, really? Her benevolence, huh? You mean your princess, right? So, what's she like?
She's really nice, Miss Maya. I bet you'd like her.
No, you're wrong!
Her benevolence has performed the divination seance.
But I didn't do it!
that my insights contain an untruth, you insolent criminal?
There is no room for argument. I now pronounce the accused.
Okay, give me a second, guys. The other controllers are acting up again.
Please, Your Majesty! I request an attorney!
And exactly what good would a lawyer do, when all we need to know is revealed through my divination seances?
Is there nothing?
As you must surely know, the Defense Culpability Act has rendered lawyering a virtually dead profession within our borders.
Cool, huh? In this land, there are no defense lawyers.
Apollo Justice is doing fine!
Athena Sykes is doing fine!
All right, let's try that again.
Okay!
Apollo Justice is doing fine!
Athena Sykes is...
Nick, did you miss me? Can you believe that I've already finished 5 rounds of meditation today? I'm about to take on my 6th.
Oh? But I thought you were about done with all of your training.
Yeah, and I was hoping you would come visit once I was,
Miss Maya!
And Maya's dead. Rest in peace. Hey, stars over Hyrule, what's up?
Poor, pitiful, unenlightened soul.
What do you want?
Come along quietly, and you may yet know the Holy Mother's forgiveness.
Like how I will.
I'm doing great. We're starting the final of the Apollo Justice games. The ending.
for saving me.
I pray that you watch yourself, fair traveler. May Her Holiness grant you her divine favor.
Are you alright, Miss Maya?
Hey, Albie, who was that person just now? Oh. Ah! And all I wanted was for Nick to come visit.
Maya, hey! Answer me!
So much
Hey,
justice, so
Apollo.
little time.
I'm gonna step
Yep.
out for a bit. Huh? Okay, but where to? To the kingdom of Khura'in. What?
It won't be long now. A phoenix approaches this land. And with him, the flames of purification and change.
Cool, huh? That was the prologue. Now let's begin the actual game. What do you say to that, lads? New game. Let's go! Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice. Let's friggin' go! Woo!
On the western edge of the Far East. Lies a peaceful country of spirit mediums and mystery. The kingdom of Khura'in. But now, the flames of revolution are threatening to consume it whole. But things like revolt and revolution were the furthest things from my mind when I first arrived in this land.
And here we go. The foreign turnabout. Here in Khura'in, death is not the end. Even after death, the soul lives on in the Twilight Realm, and priestesses can commune with the spirits of the dead. Fear not death. In the name of the Holy Mother, fear only the impurities of your soul. Cutscenes again? Uh-oh. This blight on my soul, I'll have the child take the blame. Huh, I wonder who the murderer of this case will be. That's fancy. Oh, that's fancy. Alright, let me tell ya. And here we are. Woo! I'm finally here. So this is the kingdom of Khura'in, huh? What a long trip. I wonder how many hours I was in the air. But just look at this place. Get a load of this street. It really feels like I'm in another world here. Mr. Hat. Oh, it's Mr. Hat again. Of course. And that gorgeous temple. I read that's the center of town. Excuse me. Wow, an ox right in the middle of the street. Had to get a picture of that. Excuse me, sir. I wonder what kind of bird that is. Never seen anything like it. That's quite a crest it has on its head. Excuse me, sir. What? Oh, yes? Pardon me, but are you Mr. Wright? Yes, that's right. Oops, hope he hasn't been trying to get my attention all this time. Wait a minute, are you? That's right, I'll be your guide, at your service. I'm a monk in training at Temple, and I'll be at your guide around town. It's very nice to meet you. Happy Rocky. Happy what now? Happy Rocky. That's how we greet people here in Khura'in. It's like hello or how do you do. It's a pretty handy expression to know. Okay, let me give it a try. Hello, I'm Phoenix Wright. Happy Rocky. Yeah. The pun names in this game are lots. There are lots, and they're really good too. They're probably the best ones out of the entire series, to be honest. My name is Phoenix Wright, and I run a small law office. Well, that's what I do back home anyway. Right now I'm just a traveler, a stranger in a strange land. Your Twitch username again? Cool, gotcha. Welcome to our country. Welcome to the kingdom of Khura'in, land of spirit mediums and mystery. This is for you, to celebrate your arrival. So, speaking of mystery, what is this mysterious green lump exactly? Allow me to explain. This is a famous Khura'ini sweet bun. It's called a magataman, or soul bun. It's shaped like a magatama, so it's so yummy it'll send your soul straight to the Twilight Realm. That doesn't exactly make me eager to try it. Thanks. I think I'll indulge later. That will be 20 damas. Thank you for your patronage. I have to pay? I always have plenty of those on hand, so just let me know if you ever want any more. No wonder his back looks so heavy. Stuffed with all the tools of his trade. Oops, I almost forgot to tell you something really important. It's about Miss Maya. She can't come see you for a few days yet. Yeah, when I called her from the airport, she said she was still training up in the mountains. I told her I'd wait for her here. Either way, I was glad to hear she's in good spirits. Maya Fey. She's a spirit medium who used to work as my assistant. I came all the way out here to celebrate the end of her anesthetic training with her. Albie, this is my first time in this country, so I'll be counting on you, okay? You got it, sir. Please don't hesitate if you need anything at all. Maya was right when she told me I could leave everything in your capable hands. Aw, shucks, she said that? That sure was nice of her. I had a chance to show Miss Maya around a little bit, too. If there's one person Maya was worried about, it's me. Because we both know trouble likes to follow you wherever you go, she said. That girl worries too much. But you sure came early to the party, Mr. Wright, sir. I mean, Miss Maya won't be done with her training for another 2 weeks. I hate to admit it, but I came early because I was worried about her, too. Oh, well, you know. I thought I'd get in a little sightseeing first. Ooh, sightseeing? Well, I'm your man for that. I'll show you all the best sights in the country he has to offer. Thanks, that would be a great. I guess Albie takes his job very seriously. Well, what are we waiting for? Those sights aren't going to see themselves. Heyo! Who's that? Note, I can't see chat that well, cause I have the guide up once again. Call me a nub, I know. It's, Joe. How you doing today, Joe? What's up? Thanks for the show. You have a way to solve world hunger? What's that? First stop, Temple, right there in the center of town. There's something I really want to show you. Okay. Just ban starvation. There you go. That's how you do it. Starvation banned. There you go. Temple. Wow, it's even more impressive up close. Allow me to explain. This is the heart of our town, Temple. It was created by the founder of Khura'inism, the Holy Mother herself. I'm a hazard a guess and say that didn't translate well. Temple? Is that how you say that? I don't know. I'm training right here at this temple to be a monk someday. I read that the people of this country are adherents to Khura'inism. According to my guidebook, it's a religion in which ancestral spirits are venerated. The Holy Mother was a great spirit medium who could commune with our ancestors' soul. And spirit mediums become queen to this day, direct descendants of the Holy Mother. The H isn't pronounced, it's more of a breath. I have no idea how I would say that then. I would have to hear it for myself. A spirit medium rules the entire country, huh? Talk about power and influence. The main thing you'll want to see when you come to Temple is the Dance of Devotion, right? The Dance of Devotion takes place twice, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. This dance, along with the Song of Ceremony, is performed in offering to the Holy Mother. The Dance of Devotion has the power to summon forth souls from the Twilight Realm. Hold it. Slow down. I can't remember all of that at once. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I got a little overexcited. Anyway, the main thing I got from all that is that you really, really love your country. Well, that's for sure. I like this kid. He pours his heart into everything he does. Same way you pronounce temple, really? So, temple, like I've been saying. Let's see, I guess I just explained about half of what I usually explain, so I'll give you a special discount and only charge you 10 damas for the tour fee. Thank you for your patronage. I guess he pours his heart into aggressive salesmanship, too. Come to think of it, Miss Maya told me she could tell I love my country, too. We stood here for about an hour while I told her all about the Holy Mother. Really? An hour? Hope that counted as patience training. And she seemed really interested, too. She listened to my whole speech. Huh, doesn't sound like the Maya I know. Miss Maya is so kind and nice. She treats me really well, like a little brother. She's kinda like a big sister to me. This is Maya Fey you're talking about, right? Maybe she's grown up since I last saw her. Clang, clang, clang. Oh no! What's the matter? Is it that time already? You have to hurry into the temple right away. But first, let me give you this lyrics card for the Song of Ceremony I told you about. There's an English translation of the lyrics there too, so give it a read, okay? Let's go! But why the big rush? If we don't hurry, we'll miss the beginning of her benevolence's Dance of Devotion. Her benevolence? Huh. Weird. Well, let's watch. is this strange girl? We've seen her a lot already. Uh-oh.
I'll be your guide. You're under arrest for treason.
Well, guess we have our first defendant, guys. We are defending the boy. This is not the usual waiting room that we're in. It kind of looks the same, though. Let me in. Why won't you let me in? 'Cause you're a foreigner. What business could you have with this court? I told you my friend is on trial in there. The police raided the temple in the middle of the dance performance yesterday and arrested Albie on suspicion of treason. I was worried about Albie, so I just had to come see his trial. A trial isn't a tourist attraction, so clear off. If you want a picture for your scrapbook, take one of me and get out of here. Look, you've got it all wrong. Just great. Well, I guess there's only one thing to do. I'm gonna say I'm a lawyer. Yes, I'm a foreigner, but I'm not your average foreigner. What? I'm actually a lawyer. Back at home, anyway. What? A lawyer? I can't. That's not possible. What's he so shocked about? Well, whatever. That was my chance. Nothing wrong with a lawyer entering the courtroom, right? Wait, get back here, you. We just snuck in. So this is the Khura'in's courtroom. Wait, isn't that her benevolence? What's she doing here in court? Sneaky, sneaky. The divine seance has been performed. I will now hand down my verdict against the accused. Guilty. Well, that's the end, guys. Thanks for coming to the stream. Albie is dead, so, yeah, yay! What? A verdict already? But the trial only just started. Guilty? There's gotta be some kind of mistake. Please take another look. Seances performed by Princess Rayfa are infallible. They show only the truth. Thanks for the game. You're welcome. What right do you have to question her abilities? But I didn't... Isn't it ironic that you, a devout adherent of Khura'ism, would dare doubt her insight? Non-believers will only be met with suffering in the Twilight Realm, you know. But I didn't do it. Your benevolence, allow me to explain, I beg of you. Be silent, impudent whelp. There is no merit to be had in indulging the ramblings born of a criminal's unclean soul. But... What in the world is going on here? The judge made his ruling based on something called a divination seance? What is Albie's attorney doing? Him? I know who you're talking about. Wait a minute, where is Albie's attorney? Why is this happening? I didn't do anything wrong. Foolish child. doubting the divination seance is tantamount to doubting the Holy Mother herself. Is that the Khura'in's equivalent of pain? You'll see. Your Majesty, as royal priestess and in the name of the Holy Mother, I command you. Impose the highest penalty against this unclean soul. As you command, and so shall it be done, your benevolence. May her holiness grant us her divine favor. Dayara Khura'in. Udihara.
Objection!
What? Yay! Wait just one moment. You're... me and my big mouth. Now what? Mr. Wright, what are you doing here, sir? Well, I'm in it now, so I have to do this right. Your Honor, it's too soon to give your verdict. Right to save the day. Yep. This trial has only been underway for a few minutes. Excuse me? Who on earth are you? I'm, well... an ordinary tourist, Your Honor. Just passing through. Ah, tourist, are you? Happy Kari. Or Happy Raki. But more importantly, where is this boy's defense attorney? Defense? Attorney? Ha 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 ha. Whatever are you talking about? He doesn't need a defense attorney. Wait, what? Of course you wouldn't be aware, being a foreigner and all, but we have no need for defense attorneys here in the Kingdom of Khura'in. We leave it all up to her benevolence's sacred power of spirit communion. Her divination seances determine all. What? But surely you see how unfair that is. What kind of insane court system are they running here? You would dare mock me, you barb-headed buffoon. If you value your life, you will leave post-haste. Or shall I summon the bailiff? It's always right. It is. The bailiff is that big scary dude with the big scary gun, isn't he? I'm sure he would be happy to oblige you with a bullet or two as a souvenir of your travels. At the cost of an arm and a leg, no doubt. Now hold on, Mr. Wright has nothing to do with any of this. I appreciate what you're trying to do, Mr. Wright, but never mind about me. You just go ahead and go see Miss Maya. But forget about me. You have to go now. I'm sure you can find another guide. There were a lot more places I wanted to show you, but it looks like I won't get a chance now. I'm sorry. That poor kid. He's trying to put on a brave face, but look how terrified he is. Cool, Hiyori. Let's keep the topic on this game, though, if that's alright, Hiyori. We can talk about all of that stuff the next stream. What can I do? What should I do? I guess we'll find Maya and just ditch Albie. I mean, he's just a little kid, who cares? Nah, we'll defend Albie. I can't just let a verdict be handed down with nobody standing in Albie's corner. If Albie doesn't have a defense attorney, then I'll do it. I'll defend him. Defend him? You can't be serious. Did you hear that? Is he out of his mind? Heavens forbid. Defend me? Mr. Wright? What are you saying? You can't do that. I most certainly can. Don't worry, I'm quite used to tackling all sorts of trials. He's crazy. I know, right? Besides, can you imagine how furious Maya would be if I let anything happen to you? Mr. Wright... You are but a naive tourist, ignorant of our ways, but if you are smart, you will heed my advice. Do not pursue this matter any further. Looks like defending somebody is easier said than done in this country. Bailiff, throw this man out. Oh. Your Majesty, if you please. You have something to say, Mr. Payne? Why not allow it, Your Majesty? Why not have him defend the accused? It could prove very interesting, right, Mr. Phoenix, right? Right. Mr. whoever you are. Prosecutor, are you acquainted with this traveler? The Chief Prosecutor, your Majesty, and yes, I am acquainted with him. He's a defense attorney from my native land. So this is not the Khura'in version of Payne. This is Payne. He's here now. I've had dealings with him in the courtroom before. Heavens to Betsy. What? Mr. Wright, you're a defense attorney? It's Gaspin Payne, by the way, not Winston Payne. He's not wincing, he's gasping. A defense attorney? Well, this is a shock. You may be surprised to hear that I have more than 10 years of experience. I guess there aren't all that many lawyers around here. Your Majesty, would you kindly allow us to proceed in the manner of my old country? But Mr. Payne, I've already made a ruling in this case. Call it nostalgia if you will, but I am most eager to give it a try. But I have a previous engagement, you see, a class together with the missus. Your Majesty, I agree we should have a whack at it. It sounds amusing. A score of years have passed since we last saw a defense attorney in this courtroom. A score? As in 20 years? What's the deal with this country? Mr. Payne, I want that barb head brought to me on a stick. As you wish, your benevolence. I, Chief Prosecutor Payne, will see to it myself. Very well, Mr. Payne. If that is what you and her benevolence want, I will acquiesce. As for the defense, I hope you are prepared for every eventuality. Every eventuality? What is he talking about? There, are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Yes, thank you, Mr. Payne. And sorry for not remembering you earlier. That's Chief Prosecutor, or the Incredible Payne, as I'm also known in this country. And you'll see soon enough just why that is, when you're forced to capitulate to me before this very court of law. Winston's brother? Yep, and he's a Payne. Why is he so strangely confident? And not only that, but what's with the gallery? Just you watch. The defense attorney will try and twist the truth. You bet on it. You can bet on it. Get him, Chief Prosecutor. Crush the defense devil. This is way more lawyer hate than ever, than even back home. Now, if you would please give us your opening argument once again, Mr. Payne. Certainly, Your Majesty. The accused is charged with 2 crimes, larceny and murder. Yesterday, the Founder's Orb was stolen from the treasure room of Temple. In addition to the theft, 2 other things were discovered in the treasure room. The dead body of Mr. Patrol Temple security guard, and the empty treasure box that housed the orb where Mr. Roll was in charge of guarding. We believe that Mr. Roll was murdered by the thief who stole the treasure. Hey, Ultima. Hey, Bill. What's up? How you doing today? To kill a guard armed with a gun. What a terrifyingly bold act. I cannot agree more, Your Majesty. Please allow me to submit as evidence the victim's autopsy report and crime photo. You're doing good? Awesome. Time of death is around noon. His head shows signs of being hit with a blunt object. Temple's treasure room. It's been a long time since we had evidence presented in court as well. It's kind of refreshing, actually. Ha ha ha. We may rely on the power of the seances, but our police still carry out investigations. Thus, any proof I provide is indisputable. Oh, really? Well, forgive me if I don't just take your word for it. I can check the evidence out myself by looking in the court record. We'll see just how thorough you and your police were, Mr. Payne. Such a deplorable crime. The audacity of stealing the sacred treasure of Her Holiness, our founding mother. It's a crime that strikes at the very heart of our nation. Exactly, Your Majesty. We mustn't let the culprit get away with these heinous deeds. Indeed, such deeds are best described as treason against the crown. Is this treasure really such a valuable object? How can you even ask such a thing? Of course it is. Why, sealed within this treasure is a very soul, the Mitama of the Holy Mother. You might play with someone in Fortnite, Ultima, because he invited you. Sounds good, Belle. If you do, have a good flippin' time. Her soul is sealed within the treasure? I think I'll take that with a grain of salt. Grr, you don't believe it, do you? Of course I believe it. Something tells me I'd better play along. This kind of irreverence is exactly why I dislike defense attorneys so much. Your Honor, Your Majesty? What is it now? This treasure. I have never seen it, so it's a little hard for me to imagine. Could I see a photo of it or something? Of all the outlandish requests, you defense attorneys are truly beyond the pale. He's getting awfully angry with me, or he's been getting angry, awfully angry with me. Are those veins popping out of his forehead? It's forbidden for anyone outside of the royal family to view the treasure itself. They say that anyone without the proper spiritual power would be blinded instantly. That is why the average person has never seen the treasure, Mr. Wright. I guess there are national treasures that are off limits to the public back home, too. For the benefit of the shamelessly uninformed defense, let me share this newspaper article. It includes photos taken about 8 years ago when the treasure was unearthed. These are the only public photos of the outer box in existence. What's more, the treasure box only leaves the temple's treasure room but once a year, for a special New Year's rite that takes place at the palace. Therefore, this treasure box has only ever been seen by a handful of people. Well, I hear there's been a string of thefts lately of historic artifacts from the temple. Right, Your Majesty, inexcusable thievery of the precious national treasures for personal gain. And the culprit is the accused. So he used his position as a monk in training to get his hands on the treasure. Is that it? That accused's family is by no means wealthy. To with his family's finances, he works as a tour guide in addition to his aesthetic training. Thank you for giving an excellent outline of the case, Mr. Payne. Now then, no more questions from the defense, I presume? What? No, I do have questions. Even more? But you just asked a bunch. Well, make it snappy. My class starts in just a few short minutes. What? He's still planning on going to that thing? There's still a lot I don't know about the case. I should ask now while I still have the chance. Let's see, what else do I need to know more about? How about... I guess all of them, huh? Mr. Payne, where did the crime take place? What? As I already stated, it was in the treasure room of the temple. Oops, that's right. Have you even been paying attention? These lying lawyers, not only do they lack morals, but memory too. He apparently has all the brain power of a barnyard chicken, Your Majesty. That explains why he has a crest on like a rooster. No matter where I go in the world, the insults are always the same. Your Majesty, please let me try again. Let's see. The weapon. Mr. Payne, what was the murder weapon? The murder weapon was the treasure box itself. The empty treasure box left at the scene had a large blood stain on it. How utterly reprehensible, using the sacred treasure box for murder. The accused came to the treasure room with the express purpose of stealing the treasure. He climbed the altar stairs and snatched the box, ready to abscond with it. But he was discovered by Mr. Roll, who had come to the room in the course of his rounds. After walloping Mr. Roll on the head with the treasure box, the accused forced the bloodied housing open and made off with the treasure inside. Oh no. But the defendant is just a little boy. I hardly think he would be able to hit the victim, a grown man, on the head. Ah, a very good point, Mr. Wright. But I'm afraid that won't help you. At the time of the crime, the accused was on the stairs leading up to the altar. The accused's elevated position would more than make up for the difference in stature. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Ha 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 ha. Mr. Payne, your reasoning is flawless. What an elegant argument. Hats off to you, Chief Prosecutor. Your title is obviously well earned. Well, the accused's guilt is certainly conclusive. Unless there's anything else, I'm ready to announce my verdict. Very well, in that case I find the accused... Just 1 moment, Your Majesty. Don't you think you're rushing the verdict just a little bit? I told you, I have plans to attend to, and... Ah! I'm late. It's already started. How did the time fly by so fast? He's still stuck on that? We haven't even heard the defendant's side of the story yet. Passing out, getting up to it in 4 hours. Enjoy rest of stream. Bye! And hi, Kenny Lee, what's up? I'll see you later. Your Majesty, the defendant asserts its right to cross-examine the defendant. Huh? Did I say something funny? Cross-examine the... What do you mean by that? What? What do you mean, what do I mean? I seem to have some dim recollection of the process, but I can't quite recall. And little wonder, a so-called defendant hasn't been questioned in over 20 years. Should I even be surprised anymore? Anyway, I demand we let the defendant or the accused tell his side of the story. Is that really necessary? Of course it's necessary, Your Majesty. What harm could it do? I say we allow the boy to speak, Your Majesty, though I doubt he'll have anything of relevance to say. Oh, how kind of you, Your Royal Painness. Very well, as long as it's okay with you, Mr. Payne. I'm afraid I'm already hopelessly late for my class anyway. In that case, the prosecution calls the accused back to the witness stand. Oh, but before we do, I'd better call my wife and apologize for missing that class. Any objections? Go for it, Your Majesty. Accused, state your name and occupation again, if you would. I'll be your guide. I'm in training to be a monk, and I'm a tour guide, too. Why me? Now, where were we? Cross-examining the defendant, Your Majesty. Right. Let's do that, then. At the defendant's attorney's insistence, I might add. He sounds a little dispirited. His wife must have given him a piece of her mind. Well, the defense had better get to it, and make it quick, if you please. The defense? Mr. Wright, I didn't know you were a lawyer. Well, I am, and I'm here to defend you, Albie. Don't worry, all you have to do is tell the truth, and you'll be all right. You tricked me. What? If I knew you were a lawyer, I wouldn't have given you that tour. Give back that Magataman I gave you yesterday. Albie, what's gotten into you? Don't talk to me. You disgust me. Now even Albie's against me? But why? This must be a new experience for you, Mr. Wright, being loathed by a client. Now then, accused, please give the court your testimony. The incident occurred around noon, during the break between the morning and afternoon dances of devotion. I want you to tell the court what you were doing around that time. All right. And here we go. I didn't kill Mr. Roll, and I didn't steal the treasure. I'm not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room. I've never even seen that treasure box with the green Khura'inese butterfly on it. When the incident happened, I was in the hallway planning out my tour route. Were you acquainted with the victim? Yes, he used to chat with me whenever we ran into each other in the temple. Mr. Roll was a monk in training when he was a kid too, you know. I bet Albie looked up to him. But he had to give that up and go to work when his family needed money. That's why he became a guard, but at least that way he could still stay at the temple. He was so proud when he was put in charge of guarding the treasure box. He even got to carry the box to the palace for a New Year's rite. The victim's parents apparently both died relatively young, so Mr. Roll had to support his younger brothers and sisters as well. But even with his job as a security guard, I'm sure things couldn't have been easy for him. Sounds like his circumstances and Albie's were very similar. Mr. Roll encouraged me to never give up. Albie, you train hard and make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say. He was always cheering me on in my training and in my tour guide business too. Why in the world would I kill a nice man like that? Yes, I see. You expressed yourself well. Defense, now you heard the accused's account, are you finally satisfied? If so, let's draw this to an expeditious conclusion. But, Your Majesty, I haven't even cross-examined the defendant yet. That wasn't the end of it. It's been so long, I don't rightly recall what this cross-examining thing is all about. A judge who doesn't know what a cross-examination is. What fresh hell is this? I really do wish I could remember how it works. Should I give the judge a refresher on cross-examination? No, we already know how. I'd better save my breath. The judge doesn't exactly seem like a model student. I'll just have to watch and see how it's done. Okay. The guide I'm looking at right now is very weird, by the way. Just saying. This will be your guide. Testimony. Choose any option. Okay. I think I get it. I've never even seen that treasure box with the green Khura'in's butterfly on it. And yes, by the way, I've only played this game once, and I don't remember like any of the right choices here. So once again, I'll be using a guide for the entire game. If you don't like it, talk to my publicist. Who's my publicist? I don't know. Been a while too, eh? Yeah, though not as long as the last game I played. Let's see. It says treasure box.
Objection!
Yay! Your guide? Yep. His name is I'll be your guide. As in, he'll be our guide. Just like Patrol's name is Pat-Troll. Oh, Albie, why would you lie to me? So you say you've never laid eyes on the treasure box, is that right? That's right. It's forbidden, so I'd never do that. In that case, how did you know there was a green butterfly on it? Huh? But because I saw a picture of it in that newspaper article. Nope, take another look. These photos are in black and white. You couldn't tell what color the butterfly is from these pictures. Ag! Hold on, his bag, did it just move? Palkunka. I beg your pardon? Palkunka is a word in Khura'in that people use when they're surprised. Am I saying that word right? Probably not. You just exposed a lie, so this is the power of cross-examination, is it? I should be the one shocked here by your shocking lack of understanding. But just a moment. If the accused was lying, then that makes him even more suspicious than ever. And this just makes things worse for me than ever. Albie, are you hiding something? Please give only true statements. I can't help you if you don't tell the truth. Darn, I just can't seem to get him to open up to me. So, accused, you have seen the treasure box with your own eyes after all, haven't you? Well, maybe I did take a peek one time a long time ago when I was cleaning the treasure room. But you weren't in the treasure room at the time of the incident, right? Of course I wasn't. That is a lie. You were most definitely inside the treasure room on the day of the incident. And I have proof. He does? This was found on the floor of the treasure room. It's a scroll entitled Notice, and it contains a list of temple monk duties. These instructions pertain to the day of the incident. And what exactly is that supposed to prove? The accused's fingerprints were found on the scroll. Well, what? Oh no! Where is it? It's not here. I must have dropped it somewhere. Indeed, you must have dropped it when you were busy murdering the victim. Well, guess it was Albie, guys. No. Then that means Albie was there on the day of the incident? So this is the power of cross-examination. The more the accused talks, the guiltier he paints himself. Yes, it would seem so, your majesty. Arg, he predicted my argument and had evidence ready to refute it. How was any of that supposed to help the accused? See, I told you you can't trust lawyers and their lies. Her benevolence has already said that kid's guilty. Just declare him guilty and get it over with. No, everything's going all wrong. Shadow, what do I do? As I suspected, this cross-examination session has served no purpose whatsoever. No, you're wrong. But armed as we are with her benevolence's insight, there's no reason to doubt his guilt. Then I guess I'll just have to poke holes in this insight of hers. By the way, this didn't prove to be very interesting at all, Mr. Payne. Nevertheless, I will now finally announce my verdict. Wait just one moment, Your Majesty. I haven't seen this divination seance for myself yet. As the defense, I have the right to check it. Is that really necessary? I have to get home and apologize to my wife. I guess she really did give him the business. Your Majesty, I enthusiastically support having Mr. Wright see the seance. You do? And why is that, Mr. Payne? Don't you want to see it? See the lawyer being utterly crushed by the power of the seance? And then watch him tearfully beg for mercy? Well, now. I'm sure it'll make up for not getting to go to class with your wife. It certainly does sound worth saying, and it'd give me a juicy tidbit to tell the missus. Ha 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 ha. I've been reduced to a juicy tidbit. Well, for an interloper, I imagine you do have to see it for yourself to be convinced. Certainly unprecedented, but let's have the divination seance performed again. But then, right after the tearful begging, I really do have to be going. The only tearful begging is going to come from the prosecution when we're through. So each and every game has a new, thing added to it. Apollo has his ring, Athena has her mood matrix. Let's see what this game has. How pitiful the defense looks, still scrambling desperately for a foothold, blissfully unaware that defeat and despair are all that await him. There she is, her benevolence. Your benevolence, Rayfa Padma Khura'in. Thank you for coming all this way once again. Your gratitude is unnecessary. This is simply my duty. Barb-head attorney. Payne's hair. You like it? Barb-head attorney. Yes? I am told you question the veracity of the sacred divination seance. I suspect that there will be at least one of these where it is shown is an outright lie. We'll see. It would seem the depths of your irreverence and blasphemy are lost to you. I'm just a foreigner, ignorant in the ways and customs of this country. I apologize in advance for anything rude I might say or do, your benevolence. All I want is a fair trial for Albie. You would imply that the trials of this country are unfair? Do explain, outsider. How verdicts founded on truths imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality. What's fair about trials with no defense and no chance for the accused to tell their story? How dare you speak to her benevolence in that matter? Did you hear that? Did you hear how he talked to her benevolence? What does he know about anything? Ignorant outsider. He won't stand for it. He must be punished. Yikes. Looks like I really stuck my foot in it this time. Punish him. Punish him. Punish him. Punish him. Silence, one and all. Is she standing up for me? Be not disquieted, my people. He merely expresses his opinion. Well, looks like her benevolence is going to be more reasonable than I thought. Attorneys are ghastly creatures, with souls stained black by brazen untruths. The words of a lowly worm such as that are not worth troubling yourselves over. All right, I take that back. None of his prattling can sway the truth of my insights. Rest assured he will soon see the error of his foolish ways. Now then, your benevolence, the divination seance, if you would. Certainly. Nena, my robe. Okay, bye.
O Holy Mother,
we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Cool. Incense. Song of Ceremony, boy's voice. Boy's voice. Pain. You know, guys, I think back to that very first Ace Attorney game, how ordinary and, plain it was. Whew, have we come a long way, huh, guys? A long, long way. What just happened? An image appeared in the pool. A final message from the victim's soul, the last communication of his mitama. The divination seance has revealed this to us. Her benevolence can use her power of spirit communion to project the victim's memories of the last few moments before their demise. Yeah, it's crazy, I know, right? So what we saw in the pool is what Mr. Roll actually experienced? In the victim's memories, we see the accused raising a weapon up over his head that is consistent with the findings of the police findings. But there has to be some kind of mistake. I didn't do it. This looks bad for Albie. Really, really bad. Now do you see why I am the incredible pain? More than I can express. But even if those really are the victim's last memories, what can I do with them? There it is. There's the face of a man being utterly crushed. Oh, how long I've waited to see it. Isn't it wonderfully gratifying, Your Majesty? Oh yes, very satisfying indeed. Now are you finally convinced, traveler? The accused is most assuredly guilty. Am I really the only unbiased one here? Now then, I think we've been amused enough. If you give up now, I won't even invoke the Defense Culpability Act against you. You'll be free to slink back into your own country with your tail between your legs. The Defense Culpability Act? What's that? What? You mean you honestly don't know? No? What's with all the hubbub? Well, well. Not only is he a lying, black-hearted lawyer, he is also an imbecile. Your Majesty, I think you'd better explain the Defense Culpability Act to him. Yes, I think I'd better. The Defense Culpability Act, or DC Act for short, is as follows. In the name of Her Eminence, those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In other words, if you help the accused by defending him and he is found guilty, you will receive the same sentence as he. What? What kind of insane law is that? Under the DC Act, many an attorney have been convicted and met with a grim fate. Some went to prison, others received the death penalty. That's why there are so few in our country today who admit to being an attorney. I would say would this be illegal in the US, but this isn't the US. This is a different country, different kingdom rather. So, yeah. Cool place, huh?
That as it should be.
The history of our courts proves that. Attorneys are black-souled creatures who will tell any lie to save the accused. Thus, attorneys deserve to be exterminated. I've never felt so much hostility coming at me from so many sides. Authoritarian something or other. What could happen to make everyone feel this way? You fell right into my trap, Phoenix Wright. Your win streak against me and my brother ends today. With the Seance and the DC Act on my side, I'll finally get my revenge. So that's why he was so eager to have me defend Albie. Chased out and humiliated back home, fate brought me to the foothills of Khura'in. I thank my lucky stars that I am chief prosecutor here now. Defense, know that if I rule the accused as guilty, you will go to prison too. That explains Albie's reaction earlier. Defend me, Mr. Wright? What are you saying? You can't do that. Your Majesty, isn't a prison sentence a bit lenient after all we're talking about treason? One should pay for such a crime with one's life. Yes, I believe the death penalty might be appropriate under these circumstances. The death penalty? No way. You're kidding, right, Your Majesty? Do I look like I'm kidding? I'll have you put your life and your dark, tainted soul on the line here. Death? This can't be happening. The courts of resignation. Our courts are well known as thus. In this land where my seances provide the truth and no attorneys can intervene, criminals now know that all they can do is resign themselves to their fate. Oh, foreign lawyer, I ask you once more, are you sure you still want to defend the accused? Gulp. There's Maya to think of it, all of this too. I can't just lay down my life. What in the world should I do? I guess we'll abandon him, guys? 'Cause, I don't know, I kinda don't like Albie. He's kind of a jerk. Nah, we'll do it. Albie's cool. Isn't this why I became a lawyer in the first place? To help those with no one on their side? I can't just abandon everything I believe in. So Albie is Phoenix now. All I can do now is stand firm and fight. Well, don't hold your tears back on my account, Phoenix Wright. Admit your defeat and grovel before me, the chief prosecutor, for your life.
Objection!
Even if it means being subject to the Defense Culpability Act, I will defend Albie. What? But Mr. Wright... The defendant insists he's innocent, and not even a divination seance should be accepted without examination. Out of game? Goodbye, kid. Oh, end of game, yeah. That's the end. Pokonka! But if I'm found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too. Even knowing that, you still want to defend me? I don't know what happened in the past, but it looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. So I can understand if you don't believe me, but I still believe in you and your innocence. So all I have to do is keep believing and find the truth. That's all there is to it. Barbhead attorney, you continue to amuse me. though, your barbed jabs are proving to be more than mere jokes. Your benevolence, believe me when I say that this attorney will knock your insides out. Insolent, disrespectful attorney, you'll have plenty of time to regret your folly in the Twilight Realm. Not a wise move, traveler. Not wise at all. You should have taken the chance I offered you to save your life. But you have made your choice. The Defense Culpability Act will be applied in this case. And with this verdict, you'll both soon be parting with your heads. Sheesh. The souls of the departed speak only the truth, and I but give their messages in a voice. A voice. If you think my insights could contain falsehood, I challenge you to prove it. Insight! Rayfa's insight. The accused swung whatever he was holding down on the victim's head. With the pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. Still, I can't believe it. A murder after the morning dance of devotion? These are the victim's experiences just before his death. As the victim's final memories, we can assume they aren't lies. So how do I break this down? Allow me to relieve you of your ignorance, Defense. Did you notice the words that appeared in the seance's vision? Come to think of it, I did see words like Song of Ceremony and Incense. The victim's final memories are not limited to sight alone. Sight, smell, taste, sound, touch, all is laid bare in the pool of souls. So what Mr. Roll experienced with his 5 senses appears in the vision as words, right? Precisely, and by examining these sensations, we can perceive the victim's final moments with unparalleled clarity. Works for me. I can use all the extra information I can get. Now to find a contradiction between her insights and the seance vision, Your Benevolence, I ask that you please show me the seance vision again. Very well. Incense. Song of Ceremony. Boy's voice. Boy's voice. Pain. Wait a minute. Her Benevolence said after the morning dance of devotion earlier, didn't she? Isn't there something off about that? First, I'll use L and L to make my way to the insights that seemed off. Here. Yes, this is the insight that sounded funny. Now I'll just carefully compare this insight with the seance vision. If I notice a sensation that seems contradictory, I'll select X with it. Hold it. This is it. This is the part of the vision that contradicts the insight. Now I just select the sensation I think is inconsistent and present it. It's this one.
Objection!
Wait just a moment. Yes? What is it, Barbhead? You're saying the incident occurred after the morning dance of devotion, right? That's right. What of it? Then isn't it strange that Mr. Roll could still hear the Song of Ceremony? Oh my, you're absolutely right. I got the judges confused. New judge, guys, wow. Absolutely right. Is that all that troubles you? Huh? What the victim heard was just a practice run of the Song of Ceremony. Practice run? What are you talking about? Mr. Payne, if you would... Certainly. Allow me to explain. The incident occurred in the interval between the morning and afternoon dances. During that time, the singers were practicing in the performance hall. Precisely. I was there as well, so I can corroborate this statement. I see. So, what the victim heard was that practice session. You're done playing, you're back? Welcome back. How you doing? There goes my contradiction. Okay, so they were practicing in this performance hall. That must be the room where Albie and I saw her benevolence dancing. However, Mr. Payne, I admit one detail troubles me. Ask away, your majesty. It's a big temple. The performance hall and the treasure room are quite far from each other. Could the song really be heard all the way in the treasure room? He's right. It is a very big temple. Well, how about it, Mr. Payne? Your majesty, have you forgotten? There are speakers in every room of Temple, including the treasure room. Oh, that's right. Speakers? For what purpose? Are you serious, Mr. Wright? They're to broadcast the sacred music of the performance hall through the temple. That's why the victim could hear the song of ceremony in this seance vision. It was the practice run going on in the performance hall, heard over the speakers. Thank you for your explanation, your benevolence. That makes perfect sense, even to a feeble-minded old man like me. Think nothing of it. Now, if you wouldn't mind, could you please alter your insights for us? Very well. Alter insights. Insight revised. Practice run. I think I'm getting the hang of this. If I point out an inconsistency, she'll update her insights accordingly. So if I keep pointing things out, maybe I can knock all her insights out after all. I better find another inconsistency, no matter how small. Alright. It's a bit hard to focus on the insights with the seance vision going. I'll try using pause B to temporarily stop the vision. There, I paused the vision. Wow. I think I can use A and Y to jump to different parts of the vision. I'll try moving the Mitama mark to the flashing red panel there. A. Okay, now that I know how to get around in seance visions, it's time to find inconsistencies between the insights and the vision. It's like a video game, guys. Alright, pause. Pause. So, let's see. Give me a second. Oh, choose statement 2. Fast forward. Fast forward. Okay, this is not the best guide in the world, but it's kind of the only guide, so yeah. You want to push A and Y in real life? You should. I would just keep pressing Y. How do we press just play, normal play? Oh, B. Pause. I'm gonna save the game real quick until this is, just in case this is wrong. And, oops, 2, select pain.
Objection!
You're saying the victim's field of vision went dark right after he was struck, correct? Of course, as anyone with eyes can see. Well, pardon me, but I must disagree. What? Your benevolence, please take another look at the exact moment of the victim felt pain. Why? Yep, I would. Oh! Everything goes black, and then only after that the victim feels pain. Inconceivable! This places the order of events at odds with what you say happened. My word! Polkunka, your benevolence, what is the meaning of this? I cannot be wrong. My insights are beyond fallacy. If what the defense says it's true, this is a very grave matter indeed. Please forgive me, your benevolence, but I'm afraid this contradiction is something we simply can't ignore. Now, let's not be too hasty, your majesty. I think I can clear this up. You have something to add, Mr. Payne? 1,000 apologies. It seems the prosecution has failed to make one tiny thing clear. And that would be? On the day of the incident, there was a power outage, a blackout in one part of the temple, and as I recall, the crime scene was in that sector. The power outage must be why the victim's field of vision went dark. I apologize for neglecting to tell the court this detail. I'm afraid it slipped my mind. Or rather, you knew all along and are only letting it slip now that it's convenient, Pain. The power outage knocked out both the light and the speakers. Oh, there was a blackout there, wasn't there? Well, now, that explains everything, does it not?
What do you mean, Your Benevolence? Please share your thoughts with us, if you would.
The blackout occurred when the accused and the victim were faced with one another. Fearing the victim would flee under the cover of darkness, the accused swiftly brought his weapon down on the victim's head. Then how did they hear the practice chant?
Yeah, exactly. I see. That makes perfect sense, Your Benevolence.
So the victim was struck after the light went out. The depth of your insights is awe-inspiring, Your Benevolence. Give her a hand, everyone.
Well done! Long may you live and prosper! Hey, I want to live long and prosper too.
Ultima, this looks different. It's a little bit. How you doing? Hang on a minute. It's Krusty. How you doing today, Krusty? This is, the final game of the Apollo Justice games.
Enough applause. You flatter me. Now, Your Benevolence, in light of this new information...
Yes, of course. I will alter my insight. Okay. Cool. So much for my inconsistency. At least I was able to draw out some new info. And with new info comes a chance to find new inconsistencies. Now to compare the insights with the vision again and see what else I can dig up. Alright, give me a second. Okay, it's, this one. Let me pause real quick. Okay. Incense. Song of Ceremony, boy's voice. Boy's voice. Pain. Pause. Save, just in case Captain Chips is wrong. I mean, just in case I'm wrong. Select. Song of Ceremony.
Objection!
Yes, I finally found it. This is the gaping hole I've been looking for. Are you looking it up? Yes, I'm looking up, like, everything, because I forgot everything. Yes, I finally found it. Your benevolence, as impressive as your spirit communion is, power is, it's not infallible. You never know when to stop talking, do you? I hope you realize your words are an insult to all adherents of Khura'in.
Defense, watch what you say. If you don't mind that tongue of yours, you won't have. If you don't mind that tongue of yours, you won't have one left to mind.
It's certainly not my intention to insult spirit mediums, but maybe I'm not the one who needs to learn when to stop talking. What malarkey! I believe you said a few moments ago that the victim could hear the Song of Ceremony thanks to the temple's speakers. But then, how do you explain how the victim could still hear the Song of Ceremony even after the power went out? Oh! This contradiction of facts can only mean that the Song of Ceremony Mr. Roll heard was not coming from the speakers. What? Impossible!
What are you saying? That the song he heard was coming directly from the performance hall?
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's the only possible explanation, but the scene of the crime was nowhere near the performance hall. Right, the song couldn't make it all the way to the treasure room, not unless... You mean to say... Yes, the treasure room was not the actual scene of the crime. It must have been somewhere else, somewhere closer to the performance hall. What?
You can't be serious.
There is a glaring contradiction in the claims of her benevolence and the prosecution. Therefore, the defense insists that this case be thoroughly re-examined. What what's the fun of that? 'Cause I'm retarded and I don't want to spend all day thinking of what the right answer is. That would take the whole stream, finding one thing wrong with the testimony. So that would not be fun. So to move things along and make things fun, I'm gonna look everything up. Besides, I played this game already. What? No! This is completely unprecedented. You're getting tired. Good night, Belle. I'll see you later. See you tomorrow. Inconsistency in her benevolence is insights. Unbelievable. Heed not this his forked tongue, your majesty. These are but the claims of a corrupt lawyer, a feeble ruse from a feeble mind. But the contradiction revealed by the defense is undeniable. We can't just turn a blind eye to it. But the defense's assertion is in the end meaningless. Even if the location of the murder turned out to be different, doesn't change what we've seen in the moment of the murder. Indeed, the accused is standing right there in front of the victim. Furthermore, the murder weapon remains raised above his head. My insights still stand. I hate to admit it, but she's right. The seance vision still makes the situation look really grim for Albie. I doubt even the defense can dream up an explanation as to why. The accused had his hands up over his head. Well, the defense dares to dream of making it out of this nightmare alive. You what? You still insist on trying to tear down my insights, do you? You'd better be prepared to back up your claim. Remember what will happen to that tongue of yours if we find you are just wagging it. Of course I can back up my claim, just as soon as I think of something. You appear to be fully prepared, defense. As the embodiment of this court, I give you permission to try and prove your claim, as long as you're willing to shake your life on it. Yeah. I concur, your majesty. Prepare the tongue shears at chop-chop. Chop-chop? Yes, let's have the bailiff fetch them. I think I saw a suitable pair in the basement. Chop-chop. Stop! I hear that lying lawyers have several tongues to spare. I'm sure he won't miss one. Yikes, these people are actually serious. I'm rather attached to my tongue. Think, Phoenix, think. Other than to raise a weapon, how would Albie have held his hands up like that? Aha, so that's why. The reason the defendant had his hands up over his head can be explained by something in the crime photo. What explains why Albie had his hands raised above his head. Just in case I get it wrong. The gun.
Take that!
As in the seance vision, I witnessed the defendant raise both of his hands over his head yesterday. You did? Where did you see such a thing? When the police had their guns trained on him as they made their arrest. Oh, are you saying? The victim was a security guard, and an armed one at that. The defense proposes that the victim had pointed his firearm at Albie, and that's why the defendant's hands were raised in the air. Pakunka! Yep, gun. And she's down. Who would have thought the seance vision could be interpreted that way? This is not possible. It can't be. Not bad for a total knockout. How dare that lawyer devil go against her benevolence? He's no better than that traitorous snake Dirk. Traitorous snake? Dirk? Who's that? No, I can't believe it. A contradiction in one of my insights? There has to be some kind of mistake. I won't accept it. That's right, your benevolence, and I won't accept it either. It goes against all we hold sacred. Throw him in jail immediately for less majesty. What? Yeah, you said it. Throw him in jail. Yes, make him pay for the way he disrespected her benevolence. These people are definitely not my fans right now. That's right, exterminate him. So nice, Peace, give me peace. I said peace. Now everyone, please calm down. Is he? Your Majesty, please assign this black-hearted attorney a suitable punishment. No.
No, I cannot charge him with lease, Majesty.
What?
What? But why not, your Majesty? He was simply following the proper procedure for defending the accused. There's nothing unlawful about that. But, your Majesty, don't you want to wrap this trial up quickly? Why not just give your verdict? Then you can go home and make it up to your wife. We can end the trial now, not when we just learn new information about the case. What? Your Majesty, not you too. You would honestly entertain the idea that my insights contain a contradiction? Truly, it is shocking. In the 20-plus years since the DC Act went into effect, such a thing has never happened. To be honest, I didn't want to believe it either. But with his life on the line, the defense pointed out an inconsistency, and it is our duty to scrutinize it to the satisfaction of the law. You dare go against the royal priestesses, you non-believer? No, my faith is as strong as ever, but I have a duty to make a fair ruling in this trial. If you insist on interfering with that process, your benevolence, I'm afraid I must request your removal from this courtroom, royal priestess or not.
What? I'll have you know.
Your benevolence. Please acquiesce in this, your benevolence.
Grr.
If looks could kill.
I won't forget this offense, barbed head, or I do not admit defeat. I won't.
Bailiff, please sing her benevolence out.
Your Mitama will face due retribution in the Twilight Realm. The demons there they'll pluck the barbs right out of your stupid head. Ha 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 ha. Hope your suffering will be super duper painful. And I hope they throw you into a lake of burning fire. Yeah, and then...
She's just a kid too.
I guess she's still just a teenager after all.
Now then, defense. Mr. Light, was it?
That's right, Your Majesty. Phoenix Wright.
Of course, Mr. Wright. My apologies. Well, now that we have this newly undiscovered fact, I suggest we proceed with arguments.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Yes, but do not misunderstand me. This doesn't mean I trust you completely. I'll be keeping a close eye on you, so don't ever think about lying to this court.
I understand, Your Majesty.
Whew, maybe now we can finally run a real trial.
Arguments, Your Majesty. Very well, I accept your challenge.
Huh? What's with him?
Oh, the look on your face, Mr. Wright. It's just too hilarious.
What's so funny, Mr. Payne?
The defense still doesn't get it. The truth he unearthed is going to bury him in his case instead.
What do you mean by that, prosecutor?
I told you, it's Chief Prosecutor.
Yes, because that's the thing to focus on right now.
The defense is digging its own grave. Consider this, Your Majesty. Why would the victim, a security guard, point a gun at the accused?
Oh.
Oh, indeed, because the accused was about to commit a theft. It is the only logical explanation.
What?
That does sound pretty logical, actually. It doesn't help the accuser's situation at all. If anything, it makes him look even more guilty.
Yes, I have to agree.
Allow me to spell out this truth the defense didn't bother to think through. Mr. Roll came across the accused just as he was trying to steal the treasure. The guard pointed his gun at the accused, and just when the power went out, the accused murdered the victim and hid his body in the treasure room.
Gurk.
A hand trick for moving heavy treasure around is stored in the treasure room. The accused could have easily moved the body with that. And after all that hard work to knock down those insights, backed into the old familiar corner once more.
Mr. Wright, do you have a rebuttal?
I'm drawing a total blank here. I'll be ready to climb that scaffold.
I asked you a question, defense.
I've got nothing. I can't think of any grounds for an objection. The only thing I can do at this point is ask the defendant himself what happened, but I don't know if Albie will cooperate with me or not.
Albie?
Will you tell us what really happened? You don't have to say anything, accused. Fall for his evil trap and you'll only dirty your own soul.
Albie, you have to tell me the truth. I can't help you unless you do. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry. Why won't he trust me? Is this it? Is this the end for both of us? Yep. Maya, I'm sorry. I never met a real lawyer before. Everybody always told me they're bad people who help dirty criminals go free. Never thought a lawyer would actually try to help me, would actually believe in me, would risk his own life for me. I never would have even imagined it. Albie. So, that's why I lied, to try and save myself. But I'm not going to lie anymore. If you believe in me enough to put your life on the line, then I'm going to believe in you too. What? Allow me to explain. Okay. Explain, please. Now we're talking. Time to finally get to the bottom of things. To be honest, I went into the treasure room lots of times to look at the treasure box. Even though the temple told you weren't allowed to go anywhere near it? Yes, I'm sorry. Mr. Roll even saw me once and scolded me. But that box is so beautiful. The way it glows in the dark, I couldn't help myself. Wait, it glows in the dark? That's right. It's covered in this special mineral called fluorinite that makes it glow. It's absolutely breathtaking. It's really a shame that they don't put it on display for the public. Can you imagine how many people would go on night tours of the temple if they did? If only he applied such passion to telling me the truth earlier. Interesting statement, guys. On the day of the incident, I was on my way to the treasure room again, when I ran into Mr. Roll on the great stairs. So, those were not the treasure room stairs in the seance vision? No, they were the great stairs that connect to the hallway. Makes sense. The vision wasn't clear enough to show us what was at the top of the stairs. That is hilarious. What is the green? The glow. All of a sudden, Mr. Roll drew his gun and threatened me with it. I quickly put my hands up. Mr. Roll, he acted so scary. For some reason, he had his scarf over his mouth. I couldn't read his expression at all. Just then, the power went out, so I took that chance to hightail it out of there. I ran for my life. Even now, when I try to think back on it, all I can remember are the gun and the piercing look in Mr. Roll's eyes. That must have been when I dropped the notice scroll. Which means someone else brought it to the treasure room along with Mr. Roll's body. Did Mr. Roll say anything to you when you ran into him on the stairs? The glow and the reaction? Yeah. Nah. What is it, Albie? I have no idea why, but he asked me a strange question. Did you steal it? He said. What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't say all this before. I didn't think anybody would believe me. A grand speech. One that confirmed my suspicions that you were the thief. No.
Objection!
It's possible the victim simply misread the situation.
Objection!
Where there's smoke, there's fire, as they say. The victim must have had good reason to be suspicious of the accused. Why does every new piece of information have to seem so incriminating? Shadow. What do I do, Shadow? And what better reason to suspect the boy than seeing the treasure box in his hands? In the course of his rounds, the victim must have noticed that the treasure had been stolen, and then, just after that, he ran into the accused. I'll be your guide. No, that's not what had happened. Therefore, the one who stole the treasure and killed the victim can be none other than the accused. Ah! Uh-oh. Is this trial about to get a whole lot cuter? What now? Hey, Shadow! Down, boy! Well, what do we have here? I'm sorry about this. This is my dog, Shadow. Welp, we got a puppy now.
You nearly gave me a heart attack.
So that's what was making his back move. Can you quiet down? Can you quiet that yappy mutt down? Shadow says that Mr. Roll made a mistake.
You can understand him?
Don't tell me this is a surprise witness for the defense.
I beg your pardon? You're not thinking of cross-examining an animal, are you?
Of course not, Your Majesty. Not this time, anyway.
Not this time. Phew. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I thought I'd have to reassess my assessment of your sanity for a second there.
I think I'd better reassess my strategy, and fast. I have to somehow show that somebody else could have struck the victim, or were sunk. Well, while it's true that the defendant was standing in front of the victim when he died, doesn't mean somebody else couldn't have struck the victim at the time.
It's a baby, a Bobby puppy. If you're going to go that far, then I hope this means you have another angle of approach ready.
Exactly. I mean, who but the accused standing front and center could have done it? Unless you can back up your claim, it's nothing more than a conjecture.
Okay, come on, Phoenix. Now I can think of something convincing.
Where else could the victim have been struck from?
How about... just in case things are wrong... how about... the hallway?
Obviously, the answer is from this location here. From there, using the treasure box as the murder weapon. I think I did the wrong answer. Okay, let's try again.
Okay, let me try again. I'm looking at the wrong section of the guide. The guide is more confusing this time around. Here. Behind, the dude. With the defendant standing in front of the victim. Isn't it possible that the victim could have been struck from behind? From behind, you say? I see. Yes, I suppose it's not outside the realm of possibility.
Good, now at last I have some breathing room.
But who do you suppose it could have been?
Oh, the true culprit, naturally. The one who actually committed the theft and murder.
The true culprit? And I suppose you have a true timeline of events to go along with that?
I should have known I'd have to explain everything.
Alright, if we assume the true culprit struck the victim from behind, then that means... after going to the treasure room and stealing the treasure, the true culprit tried to escape. But then Mr. Roll appeared, making his rounds. I imagine the culprit then quickly hid in the storeroom on the other end of the hallway.
You're grasping at straws, Mr. Wright. Admit it, you have nothing but baseless conjecture.
I'm going to look for something to base it on right now.
Albie, when you ran into Mr. Roll in the hallway, was there anyone else around the storeroom area?
I don't know. There might have been somebody there, but I couldn't see. I was only halfway down the stairs, so I couldn't see the ends of that hallway. I see. Swift and a swing and a miss.
Oh, Shadow says that someone was there.
I see. Thank you for that. Too bad his testimony isn't admissible. Racist. You think this is a joke? Maybe the defendant happened to see this other person, but that doesn't mean that the true culprit could have been there in the hallway.
Your desperate floundering is getting hard to watch. But I will enjoy watching you sink.
What are you talking about?
Unfortunately for you, only the accused and the victim were there in the hallway at the time of the incident.
How can you continue to make that assertion?
Because there was a witness, a very reliable eyewitness.
What?
Your Majesty, the prosecution would like to call its witness to the stand.
Calling an eyewitness to the stand, It's been decades since that's happened.
And unlike the defense's witness, you can rest assured that there are no pets involved.
That was a low blow. Very well, I'll allow it. And now for something we've not heard in quite some time. Bring the witness to the stand. Feels like we've seen this guy before. That's crazy, right, though? Animalist? Yes, animalist.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Peace, Lobin, Understanding is the name. I'm like Temple's head monk, can you dig? Oh, if it isn't Instructor Understanding, you're the eyewitness? Oh my god. You know what his name pun is. Instructor?
Not only is Mr. Understanding Temple's head monk, but he's also a renowned Dalmalan expert.
Sorry to have to ask, but what's a Dalmalan? Wow. Check it. Here she is, my sweet serenader, my one and only. Groovy, right? But you heard our sultry sounds once before, brother. When Dragon and Tiger Bat Battle. That's the song from the Dance of Devotion. Right on, brother. The Song of Ceremony. Is everyone in this game gonna be named like that? Everyone in this nation? Yes. Playing this tune together is a precious gig for me and my girl here, you dig? The Song of Ceremony, the song that was playing at the time of the murder. Oh, Holy Mother, may the righteous sound of my Dalmalan serve as my offering to you. Wonderful. A great performance as always. This is my thing, you know, my bag. I make instruments speak, baby. By the by, Magistry Pops, no Dalmalan class today? No, I'm afraid this trial has gone into overtime, thanks to the lawyer over there. The class that the judge wanted to attend was a Dalmalan lesson? Well, you know what they say, baby. Never trust the lawyer, man. But transgressors against the Holy Mother have to be brought to justice.
Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Understanding. As the treasure's keeper, you must have been shocked to learn it had been stolen.
Yeah, man, that was not cool. Keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, Mr. Understanding? That's right, brother. This here's the one and only treasure box key. And I keep it on me at all times, can you dig? But this sneaky thief went and cracked open that sucker anyway. Total bummer, man. So that's the key to the treasure box, is it? You know it, baby. It's called the Magatama Key, and it's a historical artifact to boot. It's been passed down from the head monk to head monk at Temple. The Magatama Key, huh? And now someone's jacked the treasure on my watch. It's a real buzzkill, man. How am I ever gonna face Her Holiness again? Oh, Holy Mother, please find it in your infinite mercy to forgive me. Please guide this lost and humble lamb. Why do I always get the far out ones?
Mr. Understanding, you witnessed the accused and the victim heading to the treasure room.
You know it, baby. Best believe I scoped that tiny transgressor. Would you please give the court your testimony regarding what you saw? To bring justice against the transgressor, man. Yes, of course, I'll do all I can. In the name of Her Holiness, I vow to say naught but the truth I swear to bring. Hit me. I don't think there's a break in this Ace Attorney section, like a to be continued. So real quick with this little update, let me tell you about the Disney movie I watched last night. Once again, guys, we went to the 100 Acre Wood. Apparently there was a Winnie the Pooh movie in 2011. And as all of them are, it was good. Very chill, very wholesome, very great. It was only an hour long too. Weird to say. The weirdest part of the movie was, they changed Christopher Robin's design. He looks completely different in this version and sounds completely different. But who cares about that? You barely remember that. It was good. It was a good time. Anyway, that's the update. Yay. And that's the last Winnie the Pooh movie, by the way. There's no more in this collection. What I saw, baby. Oh, bother. What I saw. After the morning dance of devotion, to go back to my chamber, I got no notion, the notion. Don't you know my chamber's on the way to the temple's treasure room, hey, hey. Any small footsteps I can quite clearly hear if anyone to the treasure room goes near. Albie was the only one. Albie was the only one. Before the blackout, one other than Roll. Only Albie to the treasure room did stroll. That was the weirdest testimony ever. Tell me I was hallucinating just now. Like, can you believe Mr. Roll bit the big one after that? Harsh, man. I share your sentiments. You were the one who discovered the victim's body, weren't you, Mr. Understandin'? What? You found the body as well? He really is a key witness, then. That's right, brother. After the blackout, I went to reset the beaker and give power back to the people. The circuit box is near my chamber, so I'm always the man for the job, you feel me? The breakers are in the first floor hallway in front of the storeroom. On the way, I got a whiff of something funky. Blood, man. Really harsh on my mellow. I knew something wasn't kosher, so I swung by the treasure room to see what's what. And it was like, whoa, man, there was poor Mr. Roll dead as a doornail. Alright. In the interval between the end of the Dance of Devotion and the blackout, the only ones who went to the scene of the crime were the victim and the accused. So you see, Mr. Understanding's unassailable account is what led to the accused's arrest. Hold it. Isn't it possible that the murder took place before the end of the Dance of Devotion? I'm afraid that's not possible. The victim was in the performance hall until the very end of the dance. He was? Would you like some proof? How's this? A photo of that morning's Dance of Devotion taken by a tourist. My, what graceful dancing. I can almost hear the sound of Mr. Augustin's Dalmalan now. Payne's right, there's Mr. Roll on duty. Never underestimate the incredible Payne. Nah, so in addition to Rafa's insights, he had backup evidence lined up too, huh? As head monk, my monks in training are like my own kids, like family. Can you dig it? I should have taught Albie better, man. Before Her Holiness, the Holy Mother. Oh, Albie, confess your sins, my young brother. Head monk Addiston, I didn't kill Mr. Roll, so I don't have anything to confess to the Holy Mother. What? Bogus, little man. Your faith is weak like a wet paper bag. Are you feeling me? Spare the rod, hey baby. Spoil the child, not maybe. Her Holiness is magnanimous, son. If you confess your guilt, she'll forgive you in the Twilight Realm. I don't suppose she could forgive him in this realm first? Defense, please begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination. What I saw, baby. After the morning dance of devotion, the thing happened to my chamber. I got the notion. Give me a second, guys. Okay. All's good. Albie was the only one. Albie was the only one.
Hold it!
How could you tell it was Albie just from the sound of footsteps? Some footsteps. Albie is practically family, man. The smooth groove of his shoes are easy to pick out. But how do you know he went to the treasure room? Didn't you think it was possible he went to the storeroom at the other end of the hall? No way, man. I saw him with my own 2 eyes. You saw him? In the treasure room. This you can believe. My peers peep the sneaky sneak Albie. And tell us where it is you stood when you saw the accused, if you would. When I heard the footsteps, I looked out the window. From my window, I can see the window of the first floor hallway across the courtyard, you dig? And through that window, I saw Albie walking into the treasure room. Should I have him add this statement to his testimony? I'm gonna say yes. Could you please add that statement to your testimony, Mr. Understandin'? You got it, brother. Through the window I did spy little Albie with my own eye. Albie was the only one. Albie was the only one. Oh. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay. It's time for the notice.
Objection!
There's something off about that, Mr. Understandin'. My music is off. I'm sorry you feel that way, man. Maybe this vibe ain't topping the charts where you're from. What's your poison? Orchestra? Jazz soul? There's nothing wrong with my ears, witness, but something's not quite right with your eyes. Mr. Understandin', you've been lying to this court. Now why would I lie? I got nothing to hide. Truth and truth alone is all I sing. Lying, y'all, non-lying ain't my thing. I contend otherwise. Do you recognize this object, Mr. Understandin'? It's a temple notice, man. What of it? In this notice, the following instruction to the temple monks is written. All of the hallway shutters will remain shut for today's dance of devotion. What you talking about, Phoenix? I'm talking about the fact that from your chamber, you couldn't have seen anyone going into the treasure room through those shutters. Gah! Looks like you didn't get the memo. No way, I don't believe it, man. If you don't believe it, why don't you read the notice for yourself? Let's see. Something, something, will something, for something, something. Is that your idea of reading? I'm not so hot at reading Khura'inese, man. Usually get one of the other monks to read stuff for me, you know? Doesn't that make your duties as head monk a little difficult? Hey, cut me some slack, man. I only moved to this country 6 months ago. That's quite recent, isn't it? So, how did someone who's only been here 6 months become head monk of a temple? How little you understand. Religious faith can't be measured in months or years. I've only been an adherent in Khuranism for 3 months myself. The Holy Mother's teachings really spoke to me, prompting me to stay in this country. Or was it the fact that there are no lawyers here that spoke to you, Mr. Payne, I know just how you feel, my man. Her Holiness's teachings spoke to me too. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Brother Dumb and Brother Dumber. Well, I know why Payne suddenly became a believer in Khuranism, but could Adiston have had an ulterior motive for becoming a believer too? Mr. Understandin', were you really in your chamber as you claim? What? Hey, be chill, brother. Weren't you instead somewhere else? Mr. Wright, what kind of nonsense are you spouting now? According to Mr. Understandin's testimony, he saw Albie with his own eyes. Therefore, is it really nonsense to suggest he could have seen Albie from somewhere else? Well, do you have a theory, defense? Do you know where Mr. Understandin was, if not in his chamber? If he wasn't in his room, then... If Albie had gone down to the hallway, toward the treasure room, and there are only few places he could have seen Albie from... I do have a theory, Your Majesty. Let's say the witness really did see Albie going toward the treasure room. What then? The defense proposes this is the only place he could have seen Albie go down that hall. He could have been in the hallway. Okay, game. Where is the hallway? Or not guide. Not game, guide. Hey, guide, where's this hallway? Alright, this might take a while, guys. It's not telling me exactly where, where the hallway is. Is this the hallway? This the hallway? Here maybe?
Take that!
Son of a bitch. Yeah! Good cheese, my dude. Good guide. Don't be specific with your thing, alright? Hallway. Doesn't even say hallway anywhere here. Maybe close to Albie?
Take that!
Okay, I might need to go on the YouTubes for this one, guys. Sorry. I don't know where the hallway is. So, be right back. Sorry, everyone. Oops. Okay, here we go. Okay. That makes no sense. I put the cursor like exactly where it was, but it said no. So that's great.
Take that!
There? But you just suggested earlier that that's where the true culprit might have been. True, but no matter how I look at it, this is the only place understanding could have been. Mr. Foreign Law Lawyer, don't tell me. Are you accusing Mr. Understanding of being the true culprit in this case? Yes! Do you think it's him, guys? I mean, you saw him in the opening, but do you think it's him? Yes, Your Majesty. I contend that there's a strong possibility this witness is the murderer.
Objection!
How dare you be so disrespectful? It might be him. It's because... No. Oh, no, because it's Angel Love. Angel Love, stop it. Stop killing people in video games. Oh my gosh. First, you criticize her benevolence's insights. Now you accuse the head monk of murder.
Objection!
This is the only place the witness could have been. If he was here, he could have struck the victim down from behind and moved his body to the treasure room. But that's nothing but a groundless conjecture. And there's only one more thing. Do you remember what was said in the opening argument? The opening argument? During that argument, it was suggested that Albie use his position as monk in training to get his hands on the treasure. That's right, and what of it? Well, why don't we try this twist on for size? The thief used his position as head monk of the temple to get a hold of the treasure. Why do you accuse of him being the culprit, Ultima? 'Cause we saw him in the opening. Plus, we don't want Albie to be the bad one here. What? You joshing me, man? The key to the treasure box had been passed down from head monk to head monk. What better position to be in if you want to steal the treasure? You'll see, Krusty. You'll see exactly why. You can't possibly be serious. Does this mean you're claiming that Mr. Understanding's oath of faith is nothing but a lie designed to get him close to the treasure? The witness hasn't been truthful in this testimony to the court, so clearly he isn't above lying. Nah. Didn't you swear to the Holy Mother that not but the truth would you bring? What? You didn't see him? Well, don't worry. Just watch and be amazed. In light of that, I don't think it's unfair to call your faith into question. Nah! But this is ridiculous. Are there no limits to what this lawyer will say? I mean, lie is such a strong word. Maybe it was just a mistake. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Enough with the nervous wreck routine, prosecutor. You're just embarrassing yourself, man. What? What was that, Mr. Understanding? Lawyer man, you really are the lowest of the low. You've gone and said something I can't forgive. You called my belief into question, my faith in the Holy Mother. And nobody gets away with that. Huh? Ah! Oh my. What on earth? That music! It's making my ears bleed! This is the music of my soul! Death to the lawyer! I'm the Twilight Messenger, can't you tell? Gonna take this lying lawyer straight to hell. He's dripping with lies, running with Philistines. I'ma send that lawyer to the guillotines. No, I'm not doing that voice anymore. And now for something completely different. Wait, what? Yep. This game, there's gonna be transformations, we'll say. That plinkety-plunk music just wouldn't let me express my rage. Your rage, huh? Isn't the real source of your anger having your lie exposed? You just don't get it. If I lied, it's 'cause you drove me to it. All sniffing around and suspicious and throwing out false accusations. Sorry, but as a lawyer, I'm afraid that's my job. Yeah, well, lawyers are crap. Keep making noise, and I'll have to use my partner here on you. I'm the one making noise? Hey, so you want to know the truth, huh? Think you can handle the truth, do ya? Fine. Let's see you try. Feel the heat of my brutal death beat. Savage, right? Sweating bullets, ain't ya? The screams of my soul are gonna make a mosh pit out of this peanut gallery. Did he really just win the court over with that performance? Yo, geezer, I got something to testify. Get ready for the howling of my soul. I call this chart chopper soul screaming truth. Okay, here we go. The priestess's dance had come to an end. To the music storeroom my way I did wed. Death, truth is what you dread. Hear me tread. From my spot in front of the storeroom, I saw Albie creep to the treasure room. And trailing from behind, hound on the scent, I saw Patrol. After Albie he went. Patrol, Patrol. Funny, huh? Me and my girl, innocent and sweet, backed by the storeroom, can't be beat. Then out went the power ticket to midnight, blacker and blackest night, robbing all sight. Yeah, baby, let the soul metal flow.
There is too much going on in this game, and this is only the first case. What is that music? I never heard anything like it, and it's so fast, it's making my head spin. This is Damelan Metal! Hey, yo, geezer, how are those ears ringing? I don't know much about music, but I've got chills, and they're multiplying. Nice reference. Hey, you scared lawyer man, run away as fast as you can. What a wonderful rhythm. The perfect accompaniment for further deliberations. Now, Mr. Understandin', what did you go to the music storeroom for? Hey, I went to put my Damelan away. She's my precious partner. Gotta give her a good rest after playing in the Wright. But then why did you lie before? Because you'd send me to hell. Huh? We all know about lawyers and their lying, lawyerly ways. Am I right, people? If I admitted I went to the storeroom, he'd have drummed up a false charge on me. I didn't want to get sent to hell. What do you say? He's right. That so would have happened. Now I see why the Defense Culpability Act was passed. You feel me, Khura'in? Yeah, you said it. Is it too much to ask for a low-key trial? No, are you punks ready to rock or what? Yeah! He was standing next to Breaker. Convenient that the power just happened to go out. Low-key trial? Is this a DLC? Then you're confused as part of the base game? Yep. This is part of the base game. It's the first case in the 6th game. I can't hear you. I said, you're ready to teach this lying lawyer how we do things around here? Alright, then I'm gonna lay it out for you one more time. The screaming truth of my soul. Well, here we go. The priestess dance had come to an end. To the music store room my way did went. Hold it! You say you went to the music storeroom, but how did we know you didn't go to the treasure room to steal the treasure instead? And on what grounds would you base that accusation? Got anything to show for it? He's right. I don't really have any proof, and yet, well, you can't prove that you didn't go to the treasure room either. You stole the treasure and were ready to make your getaway when you saw Mr. Roll. So you panicked and ran into the music storeroom, isn't that right? Why do I feel like I'm being stabbed by icy stares from every direction? The silence is your answer, lawyer man. This audience knows the score. Just what we needed. A moment of silence to bid this lawyer's baseless claim goodbye. Why do they have to hate lawyers so much in this country? I said it before and I'll say it again, lawyer man. After the priestess's dance, I went to the music storeroom. You gotta look this up. Go ahead. Death truth is what you dread, hear me tread. So what exactly do you mean by death truth? It's the blade of truth that's gonna send your lawyer's soul to hell. A sea of blood will be the last thing you ever see. I'm not sure I want to get what he's saying. I don't expect a bobblehead like you to understand. Either you get it or you feel it, or you don't. Simple as that. From my spot in front of the storeroom, I saw Albie creep to the treasure room. How did Albie appear at the time? Come to think of it, he was glancing around all shifty-like. You could tell he was up to no good. Shady, I tell ya. What's that saying about people who live in glass houses? Well, he was about to steal the treasure, so it only stands to reason he'd look furtive. The defendant admitted he was sneaking in to see the treasure box. Wouldn't that be why he was looking around? What's that, people? Only the Holy Mother knows the truth, you say? Psst, wrong. Please, Lubin knows the score, baby. From my lips to our Holy Mother's ear, an artist only sings what he saw there. In other words, my reasoning isn't good enough for Godboy here.
And what did you see next, Mr. Understanding? And with Phoenix in it later, Ultima, is this the first game or is there others? This is the 6th game. This is game number 6, Krusty. And trailing from behind. Something tells me this is going to be a spectacular waste of time, but what do you mean by hound on the scent? What? You don't get it? It's always the same, y'all. Lyrics question without mercy. The more famous the song, the greater the controversy. It wasn't your lyrical sense I was questioning. I say hound on the scent like a hunting dog, cause you know, Roll was a guard and... Uh-oh, here we go. The inspiration came to me suddenly like a flash and... That's okay. You don't have to explain your lyrics anymore. Hey, you're the one who asked. I knew I shouldn't have asked. Mr. Understanding, you're still on the stand, so please stick to your testimony. You can explain your lyrics to me later in Dalmalin class. Fine, have it your way, geezer. The show must go on. Slash and thrash. Me and my girl, innocent and sweet, back by the storeroom, can't be beat.
Hold it!
There's 6 of these games. There's actually 8. Maybe even 10 or 11 if you're counting the extra ones. What exactly were you doing in the music storeroom? There, get the picture. Picture? What picture? Mr. Understanding is requesting that you do not ask him the same thing over and over. Hey, geezer, you got it in one. Take the bow, baby. How the heck did he understand that? What was I doing in the music storeroom, you ask? I already told you. I was taking care of my partner in crime, getting ready to put her away. But see, would you believe it? Any of these separate discs when it came out? I don't know what that means, Krusty. Sorry. Where were you when the power outage occurred? Like I said, I was in the music storeroom. My girl had been sounding a little off, so I had to get her back in tune. Isn't it true that you were actually in the hallway at the time? The hallway, you say? Why would I be in the hallway? You were waiting for Mr. Roll to come back from his patrol of the treasure room. Now that he discovered that the treasure had been stolen, you were going to kill him. Like there was a disc? What do you mean disc? There's no discs. I don't know what you're talking about. Lawyer Manchester's always so full of balls, spewing nonsense lies and pulling the wool. Filthy liar, through and through, and I ain't never ever gonna forgive you. Other lies with no evidence, as always, his claims are just tenuous. Hey, nice prosecutor, I'm picking up what you're throwing down. Someone stop their jam session, please. There were never any discs, they were on cartridges. Okay, gotcha. This is a physical game, if that's what you're asking. You made your assertions clear, defense, but your argument is rather unsubstantiated. That's not good. Ha ha ha. What's so funny, peace, love, and understanding? Nevertheless, the possibility is there. You can't deny the witness could have killed the victim under the cover of darkness. You're forgetting one very important thing. Huh? It seems you've forgotten that the outage happened by chance, not design. Oh, that's right. I did forget about that. It's not like the witness planned the outage so he could take advantage of the darkness. And without darkness, it would have been hard to sneak up behind Mr. Roll and kill him. You're right. Even I would notice someone coming up behind me. Well, defense, what do you have to say about that? What can I say about that? Mr. Wright, your claim is completely without merit, unless you want to argue that the witness somehow magically made the outage happen. Well, maybe not magically, but... Wait, that's it. I contend the witness could have made the power outage happen with no magic necessary. What? You have a theory, defense? All he had to do was make use of something shown on this diagram. There's one cartridge, and then so on. It's really hard to explain. I can't explain. I would recommend, Krusty, going to Google and looking it up yourself, because I can't explain it. I'm retarded. I can't explain things that well. I apologize. What did the witness use to make the power outage happen? I'm confused a lot here. Sorry. Like I said, Google is your friend there. Not a stupid streamer, but Google would help you with your question.
Take that!
The witness was in the storeroom. The circuit box is on the storeroom end of the hallway. There's nothing really magical about turning off the breaker, now wouldn't you say? Gig. Nice try, but that theory doesn't hold water, lawyer man. And why not? You're saying I turned the breaker off and then snuck up on Mr. Roll and hit him? In pitch black darkness, with no source of light whatsoever? Is that what you're saying? Ha ha ha. With the lights off, that hallway is blacker than 100 midnights. You can't see a hand in front of your face. How could anybody commit murder like that? Unless it was somebody standing right in front of the victim like the accused. I hate when he's right. The box glows. It does. But I can't just let his point stand. Well, maybe the victim was holding something that served as a guide. A guide through the darkness? Something that's more than a little vague, wouldn't you agree? You ain't gonna move this room with a half-baked hunch like that, bro. You're gonna hit him hard, really make him feel it, you hear me? Just like my verse, baby. Woo! Well, I'm afraid I don't understand the witness's lyrics very well either, but in a trial your arguments have to be clear and precise. Let's see some of that clarity and precision now, defense. Uh-oh, what do I do? Can you present to us something that could have served as a guide through the darkness? I'm gonna just look it up. That's the best idea. Okay, choose option 1. Can! And Star, I think you might be right, by the way. Yes, I can, because there has to be something. Alright, let's see what you have, defense. What could the victim have been holding that served as a guide through the darkness? It's the treasure box!
Take that!
I believe the victim was holding the treasure box. Huh? Have you gone mad? Well, the box glows in the dark, so you could use it as a sort of beacon. Well, I guess you're right. But why in the world would the victim be holding the treasure box? Uh-oh, well, because your guess is as good as mine. What is this lawyer talking about? Nonsense and lies yet again. Just give him the death penalty already. Is there no way to win them over? Defense? Are we going to be needing those tongue shears after all? No, your majesty. Yeah, man, do it. Then we can jam out to this lawyer's shrieks of pain. Ha ha ha. Better get those screams of agony out now, lawyer man. While you still have a tongue to scream with. I guess I'd better come up with a reason. No pressure or anything. As to why the victim was holding the treasure box, it can be easily explained as thus. Brain, don't fail me now. What reason could the victim possibly have had to be holding the treasure box? The victim was holding the treasure box because he was the thief! In fact, screaming does not use your tongue. So, you can scream without your tongue then? It's an idea I just happened to stumble upon, but I think it just might be the answer. And it would turn this whole trial upside down. Hello, defense, are you still with us? Let's hear this easy explanation you promised. Isn't it possible that it was because the victim himself was the thief? The victim? The thief? So we can. Interesting. Ha 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 ha! What kind of bull are you spewing now? Your Majesty, this guy's off his rocker. If the victim was the thief, everything we've learned so far would all make sense, and it would give us a completely new way to interpret the victim's actions. After the morning dance of devotion, Mr. Roll went to the treasure room. He grabbed the box that contained the treasure and started to take off with it. But then he ran into Albie on the great stairs. That's why Mr. Roll pulled his gun on Albie. Then, when the blackout occurred, screaming is the fact the easiest vocalization you can make. Expel air out of your mouth. Tongue is used to push and control the airflow. The tone of your voice and way to recognize as speech. Interesting. Still don't want to lose my tongue though to confirm that thing. Ugh, that would be the worst. Mr. Roll was bludgeoned to death in the darkness. This explains why the victim would be holding the glowing treasure box in the dark, and how it wouldn't be impossible for someone other than the accused to kill him. Do you have any idea what you're saying? You're unbelievable, lawyer man. I think you've lost it. Haha, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Roll trying to roll the temple? That devout believer? That pious Khura'inist? I won't allow you to disparage the victim's departed soul with unfounded allegations. Hope you're prepared to back up your claim. Of course, Your Majesty. Oh, really? In that case, can we assume you have proof? Uh-oh. Proof, huh? Do I have any proof? But I can't back down now. Yes, I have proof. In my dreams. The proof that Mr. Roll was the thief may have been left behind on a certain piece of evidence. Very well. Let's see your evidence and be ready to stand behind it. Footprints, fingerprints, I'll take anything at this point. I need proof. Something that would have been involved with the theft. And that might still have some trace evidence left on it. What proof do you have that the victim might have been the thief? How about... Ultima? What? What's up? What's up, Krusty? It is... the treasure box again. The defense would like to examine the treasure box. Did you pre-order Thousand Year Door? No, I can't pre-order it. Amazon is canceling pre-orders of that game for some reason. The defense would like to examine the thing. There might be trace of evidence on it that would show that the victim had held it. Might? You'd better hope you turn up something more definitive than that, defense. Yes, sir, Your Majesty. Very well. Bailiff, bring the treasure box. You have? Cool. You better check if you still, if it's still there. No, I want physical versions. I don't do digital. I do not like physical. Do not. Oh, there you are, defense. You're free to examine it. If I don't find something now, my entire argument up to this point will be blown. Plus, there's that little matter of the old tongue shears. I have to find something. I just have to. Alright. Hey, remember this, guys? You all remember this. Good old examining evidence. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah. Let's examine the blood. The lid on the box was forced open, but while the victim was holding the box, the lid must have been closed. I'll try closing the lid too. Cool. Hey. What? You son of a... You locked it! So? What's the big deal? I thought you can open it with that key you're wearing. Yeah, I can. No sweat. Then why is there a bucket load dripping off of you over there? I think I'd like to open this box back up again. Could you lend me your Magatama key? Sure. Okay, let's see. Where's the keyhole? Well, it's the Magatama key. So wouldn't it go into the hole above the Magatama mark? Huh. Huh? It won't open. Well, would you look at that? The thief must have busted the lock when they forced the box open. Really? Because I'm not so sure about that. Physical disc. You're a lot of something away from physical. I'm all about physical, though. That's my bread and butter or whatever. In any case, I'd better take another good look. I have to find proof that the victim was holding this box. Oh, wait a minute. What does this look like, guys? This bloodstain? It shows the outline of a hand. Could this be what I've been looking for? Your Majesty, take a look at this. There's a bloodstain here that outlines the shape of a hand. Really? Let me see that. Oh my, you're right. Now I'm getting somewhere. I believe that bloodstain is an outline of the victim's hand as he was holding the box. What happens if it gets lost or ruined? I don't know. No answer. Let's keep on playing this game if that's alright, Krusty. I want to beat this case by this stream, so I gotta keep on reading. What? Even as he was being struck, he held on tight to the precious treasure box. After all, he'd gone through a lot of trouble to steal it. The blood from his head wound splattered across his hand and onto the box. Yeah. Your Majesty, don't let yourself be taken in. It's just more of his lawyerly deceit. What do you mean? Mr. Wright, where is your proof that the outline is that of the victim's hand? What? I should have seen this coming. Either show proof or prepare to meet the shears, or you could save us all some time and bite your tongue out now and submit it instead. That I did not see coming. Well, defense, how about it? Do you have a proof that the outline is of the victim's hand? Where would the proof of something like that even be? Please submit your evidence at this time. What evidence shows that the outline of the treasure box is that of the victim's hand? It's the save. It's in the Dance of Devotion photo.
Take that!
Your Majesty, take a look at this piece of evidence. Okay, game. I did it right. So you can, or this guide, rather. This guide can... this guide can fart. I pointed to the bloody hand, right? That was the last thing I did? Outline of the victim's hand. Is that one of the evidences? Dance of Devotion photo. Yeah, it was this. This is the right one, so this guide is wrong. Good, guys. Good stuff. Oh my gosh. I did do the right one, right, guys? I did do Dance of Devotion thing? It's in the crime scene photo? Crime scene photo. Which guide are you looking up?
Take that!
I need that guide. I need that guide. Yeah, that's the wrong one. This guide is wrong. So, good job. I've got it. This is the evidence that is going to save my beloved tongue. Mr. Payne, despite your claims about my forked tongue, it just so happens I have the proof you require. You do? It's right here in the crime photo. There's a lot of days, crime scene photo. What are you talking about? How about this, Krusty? Let's talk about this tomorrow, alright? Tomorrow I'll be playing Skyrim and I'll be able to read chat a little bit better on that day, if that's okay. You don't know, you just noticed his hand was covered in blood. Gotcha. It's right here in this crime photo. Is it? Where? Defense, please point it out. Was I looking in the wrong spot? This guide is so, packed tight. It's really hard to know, which is where. You know what I mean? Here. Bloody hand.
Take that!
Mr. Payne, take a look at this victim's hand. Once again, guys, people just can't write good guides anymore. See this? That's blood. What? If we place Mr. Roll's hand inside the bloody outline, you think the blood on his hand would complete the splatter? Exactly. Here goes nothing. If they don't form one complete splatter, it would prove my theory correct. Then the victim really was holding the box. I'm willing to bet my life on it. The defense reasserts that the victim was the thief who stole the treasure box. You can't be serious. Figured it out without the guide. Nice. I protest. There's no way they would ever match up. I assert that it's patently impossible for... Ow! Talk about tongue karma. Sounds like you just bit his. What's the matter, Mr. Payne? Did your forked tongue get tangled up in there? Or were you trying to submit your own tongue to the court? Why, you... I can hardly believe it. Apparently, not everything out of the defense's mouth is a bluff. Of course not, Your Majesty. This tongue doesn't lie. And I'd like to continue to use my tongue in the future too, if you wouldn't mind. He never has to know it really was a bluff. No, not Mr. Roll. I can't believe it. I'm sorry, Albie. I know it's upsetting news. He must have needed the money badly, probably to support his family. After all, he even gave up his dream of becoming a monk to help them. Oh, so the thing Mr. Roll would say to me. Albie, you train hard and make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say. Yeah, he was probably warning you not to end up a thief. Sniffle, Mr. Roll! Now, wait just 1 minute. If the victim was the thief and he was holding the treasure box, then that means Mr. Roll was holding the murder weapon when he was killed. Oh, that's a very good point. It doesn't make much sense, does it?
Objection!
If the victim was holding the treasure box, it couldn't have been the murder weapon. Which means the real murder weapon must have been something else. The real murder weapon? Was something else? The blood was thought to have gotten on the box when the box was used as a weapon. But it turns out that wasn't the case. The blood splattered onto the treasure box the victim was holding. When he was struck with the real weapon, that's when it happened. Isn't that right, Mr. Understandin'? Are you insinuating that I'm the one who used this real weapon? Are you saying I'm wrong in my understanding? Ha 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 ha! You got me riled up, lawyer man. I feel a song coming on. Looking for a weapon that just don't exist. Pathetic lawyer man, drop into the abyss. Despicable lawyer man, yo, you make me sick. You can disappear just like a magic trick. Worthless lawyer man, done in by a weapon. For you miserable wretch, hell doth beckon. Yeah. I know I don't need to remind you, defense, that your life is on the line. I know, Your Majesty, that you're prepared to risk it on this mere idea of a real murder weapon. Death to the lawyer! This is it, the moment of truth. I can't back down, not now. Yes, Your Majesty, I'm confident the real murder weapon does indeed exist. That's a bold claim, Mr. Wright. Now, let's see you back it up. Show us which piece of evidence points to this real murder weapon. Gladly. If I knew which one it was, what would somebody like Addiston use to bludgeon someone? What's the real murder weapon, guys? Do you know? Now then, defense, please submit your evidence to the court. Yeah, let's see it, lawyer man. Let's see this thing that shows the real murder weapon you say I used. Okay, now we do this.
Take that!
What I'm about to present is really nothing more than a possibility, but this thin thread is all I've got. Allow me to direct the court's attention to this photo of the morning dance of devotion. The photo? How is that going to help you, Mr. Wright? There's something about it that doesn't sit right with me. Oh yeah? And what's this something, This thing here is odd to say the least. Look at his baby, his guitar. It looks kind of different, don't you think? Weird. Your internet is lagging? Oh, that stinks. My apologies.
Take that!
Stupid internet. Mr. Understandin', why is the instrument you're holding different from the one you're playing in the photo? Would you look at that? They're completely different shapes. I believe you said your Dalman was your one and only Dalmalan. Well, Mr. Understandin', what do you have to say to that? Heh, I got nothing to say. Then allow me to answer for you. They're different because the one in the photo is no longer in playable condition. Ta-da! And after you used it to bludgeon Mr. Roll to death. Ha 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 ha! My old partner wasn't doing so hot, so I brought her sister along. That's all. Not a big deal, lawyer man. In that case, please submit your old Dalmalan to this court as evidence. Too bad. You're too late. I got rid of her yesterday. You what? Burned her up with the rest of the trash. Ashes to ashes, baby. Ha ha! No! He's already destroyed the evidence? And I see more trash right here in this court that needs to burn in the fires of hell. Lawyer trash. Ha 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 ha! Now there's no proof to show. Oh, come on, that was pathetic. Your agony can sound better than that. Where's the great scream of yours? This can't be how it ends. I think I've heard enough. It seems the defense is unable to produce the evidence it needs to prove its assertion. But, Your Majesty, it's only because the witness destroyed it. Evidence is everything in court. Don't tell me you've forgotten this most fundamental principle of our profession. Without sufficient proof, your claim that Mr. Understandin' is the murderer is no more than conjecture. Arg! There's the pained expression I've been looking for. By the way, there seems to be one more thing you're forgetting. What is it now? You accuse Mr. Understandin' of being a thief, but the real thief turned out to be the victim. Uh-oh. And with that, Mr. Understandin's purported motive for murder goes out of the window. That's called suspicious. This guy. Ah! Great point, prosecutor. You tell him. If I had been there, I would have just collared Roll and gotten the treasure back. There wasn't any reason for me to kill him now. Was there? There's no good counter-argument to that. It sounds to me like Mr. Understandin' had been completely wrongfully accused. Unfortunately as it may be, I think it's time to hand down the verdict in this case. Not good, not good. Defense, I trust you understand what you yourself will receive for taking on this case. Oh dear. Uh-oh. Ag! What do I do? The murder weapon's been destroyed, and now I've got no motive. Poor Albie will be convicted, and I'll lose my life too. Mr. Wright, you've wasted this court's time and disparaged everything we've held sacred. We should charge you with less majesty, in addition to the crime of abetting the accused. Yeah, you should pay for the desecrating my good name. Bye-bye, lawyer man. Time for you to do some repenting in the Twilight Realm. This guy is guilty as sin. I just know it. He must have had some reason to kill Mr. Roll. But what? Come on, people. Let me hear you scream and shout. Time to take this lawyer trash out. Oh my gosh. The thing to do at times like this is to turn my thinking around. I shouldn't be trying to figure out what Addiston's motive was. I should be thinking about what kind of situation would give him a motive. Did you steal it? He said.
We know that Mr. Roll was the thief, and what he had gotten his hands on the box. So then why? Why in the world did he ask Albie that question? What about the treasure box would have prompted him to... Ah! Defense, what's gotten into you? Now I get it. Now it all makes sense. Like Pokunka man, what you trying to say? Muttering and squealing to yourself sounds like you've knocked something loose upstairs. Your Majesty, please hold off on your ruling for just a little while longer. Don't tell me you're going to start begging for your life now. No, Your Majesty, that's not it. It's just that I realized something important. You've been operating under a serious misconception this whole time. A misconception, you say? That's right. A mistaken notion about the treasure box. But could this really be true? If so, there's still a lot to figure out. Very well, let's hear what you have to say. Thank you, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, this is just more of his nonsense. He's just stalling for time. This is your last chance, Defense. The second I find it really is nothing but nonsense, no amount of begging will stay my hand. Understand? Yes, Your Majesty. We all know this is just going to be another one of your stupid bluffs. Now then, Defense, what is this misconception that you mentioned? The thing we didn't realize about the treasure box was that... it was empty. What if the treasure box was already empty from the start? What? What? Please recall that when Mr. Roll ran into Albie on the Great Stairs, he asked the boy a question. Did you steal it? He said. Also recall that Mr. Roll was holding the treasure box at this time, so why then did he ask Albie the question that he did? That is a bit peculiar, isn't it? Not at all, Your Majesty. Not once you realize that. By the time Mr. Roll got to the treasure room, the treasure box was already empty. I beg your pardon? Mr. Roll suspected that Albie had gotten to it first, which is why he confronted Albie when he ran into the boy on the stairs. But how would the victim have known the treasure box was empty? He didn't have any way of opening it. Once a year, the victim has had the duty of carrying the treasure box to the palace. He was so proud when he was put in charge of guarding the treasure box. He even got to carry the box to the palace for the New Year's rite. He would have been able to tell by the weight when he lifted it that the box was empty. Ah, I see. Yes, I suppose he would have been able to tell, wouldn't he? Mr. Roll most likely decided to at least steal the empty box. It's an important historical artifact in and of itself, after all. Gah, but what's your point, Mr. Wright? What does any of this have to do with Mr. Understanding? My point is this. It gave Mr. Understanding a motive to murder the victim. A motive? Mr. Understanding, keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, isn't it? So if anyone had found out that the treasure was missing, you would have been accused of incompetence. From the moment Mr. Roll discovered that the treasure was gone, his fate was sealed, because you decided then that he had to be silenced forever. But that's absurd! Can you believe the stuff that's coming out of this guy's mouth? This is all just a colossal joke. So then, what really happened to the treasure? It happened stolen long before this incident occurred by Mr. Please Lubbin Understanding himself. Mr. Wright, will you stop at noting to accuse Mr. Understanding? Your Majesty, please don't listen to these trumped-up charges. Defense is grasping. The treasure box can only be opened with the key Mr. Understanding holds. Who else could have stolen the treasure? As I said, the accused stole the treasure by forcing open the box. Your Majesty, I call for a swift ruling. I'm not ready to give my verdict yet. What? The defense has successfully presented a new possibility in this case. Yes, finally, a tiny shred of hope. Mr. Understanding, would you please make any statements in response to the defendant's claims? Grah!
He's going crazy. This is all bull. My noggin's a rage cage and it's ready to explode, baby. Instructor Understanding, please calm yourself. I'm not gonna take it. No, I ain't gonna take it. I dutifully watched over that treasure with pride. And now I'm getting accused of stealing it? This lawyer is a lying scumbag! Eep! You better believe I got something to say. Open up your ear holes, sheeple. Let's rock! Death to the lying lawyer! Alright, after this one, it's nearly complete, so we can do it, and it won't be a 4-hour stream this time, I promise. Steal the Founder's Orb? Me? I did it? This lying lawyer's insults know no limit. All this time I guarded the orb faithfully. Sacred duty to the Holy Mother, easy to see. Hands unclean, the accused did the deed. Force the box open, no key did he need. Lying lawyer, condemn him to hell. Kick him, throw him into a prison cell. Alright, we've now heard from both sides. Either the treasure box was forced open by the accused as the witness claims, or Mr. Understanding opened it, as the defense claims. Defense, this is your last chance to cross-examine the witness. Yes, Your Honor, Majesty. If you are unable to prove your assertions by the end of this cross-examination, then the DC Act will come into play, and both you and the accused will lose your lives. I understand. Life or death, it all comes down to this. Mr. Wright. Don't worry, Albie. I'm here to defend you. I promise it'll be alright. Thank you. I believe in you, Mr. Wright. I know you can win this for us. And after we win, we can go see Miss Maya together. It's a deal. I can't let Albie down. I have to win this trial. Somehow I have to prove this that only Understanding could have stolen the treasure. Do your worst, lawyer trash. This is your requiem. The last song you'll ever hear on this mortal coil. Alright, here we go.
Hold it!
The defendant didn't force the box open. That's a lie. In fact, you're the one who opened it, isn't that right? Come on. You just saw for yourself, didn't ya? The lock was busted on account of the box being forced open. Oh, yeah. Well, there's your proof right there. Arg. Score 1 for the middlehead. Look, if the accused really didn't try to force his way into the box, then how do you explain why the lock was busted and wouldn't open for you earlier? How do I explain why the box wouldn't unlock earlier? Maybe there's... Okay, in this guide it says option 2, it was the wrong way to open. Yet this game, it's a different way to open it. Like, person who wrote this guide, did you play the game? Make sure you title the things exactly how it is in the game, please. God. There's a different way to open the box. What are you talking about? There's a secret trick to opening it to protect its contents from being stolen. And you're the only one who knows how it works, isn't that right? Are you for real? You've been watching too many movies, lawyer man. So you're one of those tourists. Honestly, Mr. Wright, did you come expecting magic and mystery around every corner? Well, have you no defense? The kingdom of Khura'in is not some sort of fantasy funland. It's true I don't have any real grounds to make that assertion, and yet... Oh yeah, I feel another song coming on. Little number about a crazy lawyer with wild, fantastic ideas. The real method to open the lock, you say? Delusional man, there ain't no other way. New verse. Please do edit your testimony, Mr. Understanding. Okay. The real method to open the lock, you say? Delusional man, there ain't no other way.
Hold it!
Delusional, am I? We'll see about that. Wild ideas, that's called delusion. Mixed up lawyer, drowning in confusion. Indeed, the defense's sinful wrongdoings has made them look lose touch with reality. Let's hear it. What'll it be for this sinner's flight of fancy? Nothing, because I'm not the delusional one. I just know there's gotta be some secret trick to opening the treasure box. Oh, really? And where exactly is this secret hidden? The secret is obviously hidden in... the key! There's obviously some secret hidden in the key. I'd like to examine it if you please. Ha 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 ha! You don't know when to quit, do ya? Here, go ahead. Examine it all you like. Nothing. I don't see a thing. Well, defense, what have you discovered? I'm afraid I haven't discovered anything, Your Majesty. Here, I'll return it now. I told you, didn't I tell ya? Yes, you told me. There's just no reasoning with this man. The accused forced the lock open. There's no other explanation. That's right. He desecrated the box by opening it without using this Mitama key. Wait, what did he just say? I'll sing it as many times as I have to get it through your thick lawyer skull. Only the Mitama key unlocks the treasure. Force it and reap the founder's displeasure. Yeah! For the forgetful defense's sake, could you please add that to your testimony? If I have to, carve it into your brain, lawyer man. Only the Mitama key unlocks the treasure. Force it and reap the founder's displeasure. I'm going to finally present!
Objection!
Just a minute, Mr. Understanding. You just called your key the Mitama key, didn't you? Ah! But didn't you originally say it's called the Magatama key? Gah! The Mitama key? What's that? I don't know, Your Majesty, but apparently it's a rather crucial question. What? What's the big deal? So I said the wrong thing, so what? Simple slip of the tongue. An A for effort, Mr. Wright, but your grandstanding betrays your desperation. I'm afraid a small slip of the tongue like that adds absolutely nothing to your argument. What say you, defense? Is it an important detail? Judging by Understanding's reaction, I'd say it's everything my argument needs. Yes, Your Majesty, it's very important. This key is apparently not the Magatama key, but rather the Mitama key. And I believe the discrepancy holds great significance for the defense. Nah, man, just a meaningless mistake. Insignificant. You're riding the crazy train to nowhere, lawyer man. Your Majesty, please don't pay the defense any heed. It's all nonsense. To tell the truth, I'm not really clear on what the defense is driving at myself. However, I'm eager to find out. What? Defense, you will explain yourself like your life literally depends on it. Because it does. Now then, is the name of the key an important detail? Yes, it's an absolutely important detail, I think. Because the Mitama key is connected to the Founder's Orb. I see. Very well. In that case, please show the court the grounds on which you are basing this claim. The grounds, Your Majesty? You can, of course, show grounds, can you not, defense? Of course. What else can I say? Nah, I have to come up with something, anything. Even if it's just a bluff. The Mitama key. Mitama. Has to be something somewhere that ties Mitama and the orb together. Don't keep me waiting, defense. What evidence shows the connection between the Mitama key and the Founder's Orb? It's the Song of Ceremony, I think.
Take that!
What's that? The Song of Ceremony? All this time, the answer was right there in front of me. It's right there in the Song of Ceremony performed during the Dance of Devotion.
Your Majesty, the Song of Ceremony tells of the treasure of the founder of Khura'ism. The hidden within its lyrics is the secret behind how to really open the treasure box. Holy Mother! Nah, but how can this be, Defense? The Song of Ceremony contains the following lyrics. When the butterfly embraces the Mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. I believe the Mitama here refers to the Mitama key. Well, yes, it is the same word, but that doesn't mean... We've been calling this key the Megatama key, and that's why I inserted the key into the lock with the Megatama design on it. But that was obviously not the right way to use it. I suppose you know the right way? I do, Your Majesty. To use the key properly, you have to first... Option 1. If we turn the Megatama shape upside down like this... It becomes the Khura'in symbol of the soul. In other words, a Mitama. Oh my, you're absolutely right. But now what? What do you do with it? It's too big to fit into the lock that way. I knew it, we was just bluffing. Bluffs and lies are the only tools of his trade after all. There must be some other place this key fits, but where? Let's see, what were the words of the Song of Ceremony again? When the butterfly embraces the Mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. Where should the Mitama key actually be used? Okay, save the game. The guide could be wrong again, because it likes to be wrong. I guess the backside is what it said? Got it. Okay, we're good to go. Aha! Haha, we did it. My goodness, the treasure box, it really opened. No way, man. What? No! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the real secret behind the Song of Ceremony. It's the true key to opening the treasure box. Yay! That's clever. Didn't even notice. Yeah. I want a container that can do that. It's all over, Mr. Payne. How so? Let's say someone was fooled into trying to force the front-facing lock open. Sadly for them, it won't budge. That's because the lock is, after all, just a decoy. But then, what you're saying is, neither the victim nor the defendant would have been able to open the box. They, therefore, had no way of stealing the treasure. The only one who could have stolen it is the one man who knew about the Mitama key. Please love and understandin'. Ag! But I'm not done yet. Please recall the scene of the crime. On the floor by Mr. Roll's body was the very unlocked and very open treasure box. Only someone who knew how to open the box could have left it in that state. Meh. And so, there can be only one true culprit. Admit it, Mr. Understandin'. You're the one who killed Mr. Roll. Arrgh! Bang. Boom. Gag! Yeah, cuckoo, cuckoo. He's great at that guitar. He is. Oh, man. Yeah, he went for it. That was his final showdown, or final solo. Curse him. It's all his fault.
Why do you have to try and steal the treasure? Why'd I have to spot him with that box? On my way to the storeroom after the morning dance. It's his fault I had to cause that blackout and clock him good. I couldn't let my secret get out. Nobody could know the treasure box was empty. I'd lose my position as head monk. Who knows what else they'd do to me? I couldn't let. I had to stop him. What a shocking development. I can scarcely believe it. Nothing like this has ever happened since the D.C. Act was enacted 23 years ago. No, my perfect, unblemished record. Destroyed. The incredible pain. Ruined. No! Did the lawyer really win? I can't believe it. No way! This can't be happening. Poor guy? Nah, not really. What was in the treasure, by the way? It's a secret. The Empire Pain family disgraced. Exactly. Yeah, that's a secret, by the way. What's in the, thingy? Peace, I said peace. Honestly speaking, I'm just as shocked as everyone else. But the truth has been made known, so it's time for me to give my verdict. In the name of the Holy Mother, this court finds the accused, I'll be your guide, not guilty! Wow. Yep, I'd say he's innocent, alright. Wonder if those are real butterflies in the world somewhere. So guys, on the Kill This Man list, where would you place peace, love, and understanding? Where would you put that guy? Yep, his hair is gone. The other guy? Yeah. There's still quite a commotion. The people from the gallery show no sign of clearing out. I can't believe it! Not guilty! I'm still in shock! Can you believe that guy? I can feel everybody's eyes on me. This can't be happening! It's impossible! Oh, Holy Mother, preserve us! I've never been in a defendant lobby quite this uncomfortable. Freaked out because he might have lost his job, and he killed a man? Petty. He also tried to pin it on a child as well. So, that might get it raised a bit. Mr. Wright! Oh, Albie. Thank you so much for what you did for me. I'm just glad it turned out okay. It was touch and go there for a while. I'm really sorry, Mr. Wright. I had a really hard time trusting you at first. That's okay, Albie. I know how unpopular lawyers are in this country, but how did it ever get this way in the first place? Allow me to explain. At least, I wish I could explain, but I don't really know why. I never even questioned it before today. By the time I was born, all the lawyers were already gone. What people will do these days for their jobs? Yep. I tried with a freaking adorable pupper. Exactly. I say he's a little bit, like, in the middle. Yeah, already gone. As far back as I can remember, verdicts have been based on her benevolence's insights. Right. Rayfa, the royal priestess. You would imply that the trials of this country are unfair? Do explain, outsider. How verdicts founded on truth imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality? For her part, I'm sure she really believes in what she says, but even with her benevolence's divination seances, lawyers are still necessary. Without proper defense, people could easily wind up receiving wrongful convictions. Mr. Wright? Shh! Huh? Don't say that so loud. People might think you're a rebel. You could be arrested. A rebel? That's right. One of the people going against our queen in the court system. They call themselves the Defiant Dragons.
and they're led by a scary guy named Dirk. They'll do anything to overthrow her eminence, even commit crimes. Dirk. I remember people in the gallery mentioning that name. The things you're saying sound a lot like the stuff they say, but you're not scary like that Dirk guy. Pardon the intrusion. Oh, hi. You. Yeah, you. I want to talk to you, see? Flight, is it? Right, sir. Phoenix Wright. And you are? I'm the Khura'in's Minister of Justice. The name's Igna Khura'in. Khura'in. I oversee the whole legal shebang. I was watching that three-ring circus in there. You were? Wow, the Minister of Justice. So he's in charge of the entire court system, Defense Culpability Act and all. Minister Inga, how are you, sir? Right along, Mini-Monk. Grown-ups are talking here. Yes, sir. Very sorry, sir. May I help you with something? Just wanted a good look at you. Guys like you aren't exactly a dime a dozen around here. Huh? Well, then. He's eyeing me like I'm some kind of exotic creature in a cage. Oh yeah, might as well share this little morsel with you. Turns out Roll was a seasoned thief, a repeat offender, see? Had my men look into it, and they found all the booty he'd pilfered right there in his digs. But he seemed like such a nice man. Why, Mr. Roll? Why? Guess he was doing it for the family. What a mook. A mook? How can you say that? Guess that kind of sob story gets you common folk all misty-eyed, huh? Anyway, another thing. I had my men check out that odd-distant fella, too. It wasn't the one with the sticky fingers, it's the insurgents. What? They put the squeeze in our head monk, apparently, so we gave up the Founder's Orb and tried to keep it hush-hush. Wow, I see. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, say White. That was a cute little number you pulled in my courtroom today, wasn't it? First not guilty ruling in 23 years. You're making waves, see? Stirring the pot. Catch my drift? Oh, well, yikes, I'm in for it now. But thanks to that song and dance, we know our precious national treasure got nicked. So I'm gonna call it a wash and let it slide this time. But all I did was defend the accused. You do best to read between the lines here, chump. You're standing on thin ice, you get my drift? Even a dirty, no-good Nick punk who knows how to cash in his chips before the house steps in. Do us both a favor and keep an eye on the path you're walking down. You never know whose toes you might be stepping on. This ain't your turf, buddy. Never forget whose soil it is you're standing on. Not a scary guy at all, right? Nah. Now you want to go get Detective Pikachu? You should. It was good. Yikes, he was kind of scary, wasn't he? Yeah, well, no use worrying about it. We have more important things to think about, such as when we can continue the sightseeing tour. Tour? Oh, any time, sir. You'll have plenty of time until Miss Maya's training ends. And there are still lots more temples to see, and all kinds of local foods to eat. I can show you the natural beauty of the area and the waterfalls used for training. I haven't shown you the method for taking out the... Alright, slow down, Albie. There's plenty of time. And when we're done with all that, we can go see Miss Maya together. Yeah, you bet. Maya. I wonder how she's doing. Hope she's okay. Oof. So what do you think of this game, guys? Crazy, huh? Oh.
So, how about that not guilty, Dirk?
I heard. Sounds like the winds of change are beginning to stir.
Crazy, but you love it. This one's gonna be a big trip. Oh, yeah. This one's gonna be a trip, alright. And that is the end of Case 1, guys. Went a little over, but it wasn't crazy. But tomorrow, or not tomorrow, in 2 days, we will be doing episode 2, The Magical Turnabout. What will that be about? We'll see. Just occurred to me, we're not getting Apollo and Athena, are we? Again. And next time we will play The Magical Turnabout episode 2. It'll be great. There's your clue right there. But yeah, take care, guys. I'll see you later. Be epic. Apollo and Athena just noticed this Greek names. Yep. Greek names and Phoenix too. Well, that's more Egyptian, but you know what I mean. But yeah, take care, guys. Have a good one. More Scrum will be tomorrow, so look forward to it. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!